Stiff outside leg kick landed by Campo. Hughes follows up with his own.
Comes
nice
right
head
back
kick
with the head
landed
kick.
by Ryder. Inside leg kick.
Cross Hughes has not faced defeat since January 2nd of 2021. He lost a unanimous decision. Ryder Campo, again, the undefeated fighter out of Maury Training Center in Ogden, Utah.
We saw Cross face a little adversity in his last fight, and he came back with a big KO knockout.
Yeah, this is an interesting fight so far. It's kind of even, but Ryder is pushing Cross back a lot.
Loaded into that one was Ryder Campo. Didn't land as crisply as some of the other shots he has thrown thus far. Swing and a miss there again for Campo.
Has Ryder even thrown a punch this round? Seems like he's thrown nothing but kicks this whole round.
Yeah, both fighters are just throwing one shot at a time. I'd like to see them string a couple things together, and hopefully more will land.
Cross gets a little creative with that one.
That one works a little bit better when your opponent's coming in hard.
Campo busy and investing in the leg kicks. See a little bit of blood coming from the nose of Hughes. Final 10 seconds, round one. Another slapping leg kick echoes through the Maverick Center for Ryder Campo.
He's seeing a lot of success from that leg kick. I just think he should use that leg kick to set up some hands up to the head.
We are seeing a little bit of bruising on that lead leg for Hughes as Ryder blitzes. Campo throws a couple of hands there, unable to land. Goes back to the well with those leg kicks. Campo welcoming the offense of Hughes. And rips the body with that one. Cross Hughes doesn't wear it whatsoever, Jason.
No, he's not. I mean, he's standing right there. I'd like to see him fire back a little bit. I think Ryder's got him. He's got him guessing. Those leg kicks, I think they're hurting Cross. And those are solid leg kicks. He's kind of got him guessing a little bit.
Some extra style points thus far through 5 minutes for Ryder Campo. Another dig to the body. Those punishing kicks by Campo. Cross threw everything into that one. Gets an ooh from the crowd.
I think Ryder blocked that one. That's why you saw him laughing a little bit and smiling after he blocked it.
High-level striking through 2 in these title fights thus far. Ryder Campo leading the dance with 30 seconds to go.
These are thudding leg kicks by Ryder Campo.
Yeah, I think Ryder's won these 2 rounds all by leg kick.
And now you're starting to see him invest in the body with that leg.
Cross throws one. That one echoes through the cage as well. Gets a pop from the crowd.
And we're used to seeing Cross be a little more active now for 2 rounds. I think Ryder's got him guessing a little bit in there.
More of the same from Campo. Inside leg kick, outside leg kick. The pattern continues.
And you can see Cross reacting a lot to those leg kicks. You can tell it's really hurting him at this point.
Yeah, he switched stances right there. Now he's switching back. Yeah, he doesn't want any more of those.
No.
I think that leg is a little compromised, his left leg.
He's almost overcompensating, getting himself out of position by trying to avoid those leg kicks.
Hughes typically standing in that orthodox.
Nice right hand by Cross.
Cross Hughes smelling blood. His biggest moment of the fight thus far. Clocked Campo on the chin.
He got Campbell's attention with those two shots. I want to see him followed up now.
Hughes looks for the home run, unable to land. Campo throws accurately once again as
Nice
Hughes finds him
jab.
down the pipe.
And Campbell bleeding now from the nose. You can hear Campbell's corner yelling he's hurt.
Oh. And they tie up right here.
Ryder Campo faces some adversity at the top of round 3. Goes immediately to the grappling. Cross Hughes gets the reversal. Outside leg trip for Cross Hughes. The
Nice
Maverick center
takedown.
pops.
Oh, and he's sticking his hooks in, took the back. Let's see if he can sink in that rear naked choke. It's not quite under his chin right now, and his hips are getting a little too high up onto Ryder's back. He needs to sink down and settle down a little bit.
Campo, a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. A couple of gold medals over the course of the last few months, but Cross Hughes seems to be the one doing the damage from the grappling exchanges, Jason.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to see from Cross Hughes. Let's bring the fight to Ryder and let's get back in the game.
Cross is doing a good job staying on the back. He has that body triangle locked in. "20 seconds left. Let's see if we can get the finish." I think Ryder's just going to ride it out.
A little bit of talking between the two as we near the end of round 3. That lead leg certainly discolored, all thanks and attributed to Campo. Campo finds him with a jab. Cross returns one.
Ryder's beating up that leg.
Cross beginning to check a few of those, Jason. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I did see that. Cross has got a nasty jab.
It has been the striking of Cross Hughes that has led him to this 3-fight win streak and this title shot. Certainly what led him to winning those grappling exchanges in round 3 as well.
Ooh, that was a nice Superman punch off the cage. Wasn't expecting that one.
Campo certainly creative throughout the entirety of this fight thus far.
And a mean hook just landed right there.
Cross looks like he's building a little confidence now. He's got Ryder busted up and bloodied a little bit. Now he's coming forward, pumping that jab out there.
Nice shot to the breadbasket for Hughes. Campo gave him everything on that one. Again, Cross Hughes not showing any sort of damage. Campo lands a combination in the phone booth.
mean head kick just land on by Ryder. Follows up with a lead hook. Ooh, and a teep to the jaw.
Right to the jaw. What'd you have for dinner last night? Teep kick. Right to the jaw.
Cross throws for that spinning back kick. Unable to land, and we will go to a fifth and final round.
I would bet money that you will have that stat for us the next card.
I absolutely will.
Leg kick. Leg kick.
Cross Hughes trips up as he throws the power punch. Campo, cool and collected as he glazes the body again.
But these aren't lazy leg kicks by Ryder Campo. These are thudding hard leg kicks for 5 rounds, 4.5 rounds right now. And he's got cross switch stance now. Cross going southpaw now.
Back to orthodox. Hughes goes. Jumps in for the takedown.
Got it. Oh. Ryder was looking for the guillotine. I don't think he'll get it right here. No.
Cross Hughes able to slip out, evade any sort of danger, and will transition. Heads to the guard of Campo. We hear a little bit more chopping from Campo. Last fight for Campo and last submission was November 18th of 2016. Caitlin, it seems like Campo isn't outputting much offense, but more than anything, just making sure Hughes stays at bay.
Yeah, he's really controlling his posture right here. He's looking for an armbar. And he got the tap.
That will do it. Ryder Campo back in a big way. He's the Fierce FC Amateur Featherweight Champion.
We got 14 fights, like you said, 5 title fights, and we're going to kick it off with 2 of the 5 debuters making the walk. Nico Braswell facing off against Elisa Kamaunu, and this is going to be a fun one, Zach, at 145 pounds.
Good job on Elisa. Both describe the same way. Ball of energy, love to fight. Like Nicholas is kind of a stud at the room at Agima. They're really high on him, and they love him a lot. And Elias is a guy that's been around for a long time, but never actually been able to get his way into the cage. And so he's excited to finally experience that walk. And I think they're going to kick off the night with fireworks.
Yeah, Elisa, a few years on and off, but 7 months consistently over at Extreme Couture. Both guys are 5'4", by the way. That's kind of an interesting little stat.
5'4" at 145.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Really, really looking forward to that one. All right, the second fight of the evening, Xiaoya Luo versus Grayson Johnson. Xiaoya Luo already has 6 Muay Thai fights under her belt. On top of that, Grayson Johnson, first of 3 for Excite MMA. They had an 82% win percentage last year in 2023 under the Fierce banner.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a really fun fight. Grayson, in her debut, it took her a minute. It seemed like to kind of get her bearings and kind of get going. But once she was like a truck, man. Once she got going downhill and got going, like you couldn't stop her. And she had one of the more impressive finishes on that September card. And in her debut. And then, I'm sorry, forgive me, I can't say her name. I tried. She was up with us in Idaho Falls with a teammate, and I was trying so hard to remember her name, but she very good clean striker. I think it's good. It's a matchup of a girl that kind of likes to make it, dirty and big power puncher versus a skilled Muay Thai fighter. I think will undoubtedly create a very exciting fight for the fans at the Maverick Center.
Yeah, a car crash waiting to happen in the middle of the cage. All right, Chloe Becker versus Allie Downs. Allie Downs making her debut after years of training. As for Chloe Becker, her second fight with Extreme Couture, this one being contested at bantamweight.
Yeah, Chloe going up a weight class. Former teammate of Ariel France, came up and cornered Maddie Moorhead when she fought. And I love fighters like this as amateurs. She's normally a 125er, willing to go up a weight class to fight a debuter, one to just be on our card and fight at the Maverick Center, but just to get fights. Like she was like, yeah, I'll go up a weight class. She's a debuter. Like I'll do it. Like I'm so used to people. Oh, that's not my weight class or whatever. And like she just wants to fight. She's game, and that's super cool. Allie Downs, bit of a mystery, for me. You used to train with her at Agima. The people there love her, and I'm female fights deliver. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like there are a lot of people that look forward to the female fights on the card. That's why we try and do our best to always have them on there.
All right, we move over to lightweight, 155 pounds. Javi Castro facing off against Logan Taylor. Logan Taylor getting that win last year in September. 65% control time in that fight. Javi Castro looks to get his first win as a debuter as well.
Well, it's really interesting, right? Because Logan, he had opponent changes, and then he had an original opponent for this one that changed as well. And Javier Castro, the brother of Pedro Alcantar, who had one of the best debuts for us, just took a short notice fight on Steel Fist, up a weight class than what he was planning on fighting on. Didn't get his hand raised, but again, when we watched Pedro fight Nate Reinhardt, that was one of the most impressive debuts that we saw. We've seen what Nate's turned into. Now we have now we have his brother making his debut for us. I'm very excited for this fight.
Fighting out of Rio Academy, not a name that you see all the time, but a newer name that a lot of new fighters are coming out of. Javi Castro, Logan Taylor. Cannot wait for that one. All right, we stay at 155 pounds, but Zach, we are already up to our title fights. We will have title fights throughout, and then we've got professional and then another professional title fight. This one being contested between Talon Carvalho and Ammon Garcia. Everybody knows the story. Ammon Garcia, the top lightweight in the entire state. Talon Carvalho on a rocket ship. His stock has just risen and risen over the course of the last 9 months or so. Cannot wait for this one as well.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting too for a myriad of reasons, right? Ammon is a seasoned amateur vet. Talon is the new hot prospect of amateurs at 155, and they're going to collide. And Ammon's lost before. He lost his debut fight. It turned him into a monster, and he's been on an absolute tear. Fighting for, and I believe winning the title and then successfully defending the title at Steel Fist, and then and then Talon, of course. He's had 3 very impressive first round finishes. Some people say it's too much too soon. Like the only way is we're going to find out, and that's really what I love about Talon is the mentality of either he's going to deliver or he's going to taste defeat for the first time. Either way, he's going to get better from it. And I think that's what's important in the growth. And I think that's what's so intriguing about this fight is we're really going, all right, we're going to find out how good this kid is. I think he's very, very good, but we know like where Ammon is. So it's like, if he keeps up with Ammon, there's just so much to find out about this fight. And it's so interesting on so many levels. They're both phenomenal athletes. Ammon is a big, strong 155er, and Talon he's shown in his fights. He's just been an absolute athlete and hits like a truck. I think that this could be the fight of the night for sure.
I've got some pretty special stats for you. All right, 7 straight finishes between these two combined. Talon Carvalho's average striking differential, 13.6 to 1. His average fight time, 1 minute and 10 seconds. However, you talked about Ammon being more of the seasoned vet versus Talon Carvalho. Total fight time throughout their amateur careers. Ammon Garcia, 47 minutes and 23 seconds. For Talon Carvalho, just 3 minutes and 32 seconds of cage time. That is going to be a big one at 155 pounds. All right, we move up a couple of weight classes to middleweight. Tyler Call versus Alex Johnson. Tyler Call, 3-1 at middleweight. He has seemed to be on a tear as of recent, yet he faces another undefeated opponent in this one in Alex Johnson up in Ogden, Utah.
Alex Johnson's a guy that he's kind of been in and out of activity. We haven't seen him in a while, but every time we have seen him, he's looked really, really good. But again, we haven't seen him in a while. So it's very interesting. And when Alex asked for a title fight, I've kind of floated some to him in the past, and he just timing wasn't right, wasn't ready to fight, whatever. And when he asked for one, right as we were looking for an opponent for Tyler Call, it just made all the sense in the world. And Tyler just undoubtedly earned that with his performance in September against Lane Dalton. So I think this is one of the more higher skilled amateur fights. I might dare to say this might be the highest skilled amateur fight on the card. I feel like Talon and Ammon could be definitely the most violent. But those two probably the highest skilled. And I think Tyler's, the leaps that he's made, and I'm talking to Tyler because we've seen him more recent. But he's skyrocketing right now. His trajectory, he's really taken off the last year. And so but Alex has always been incredibly tricky, tough to deal with. It's going to be an interesting one. Chess match more.
I am curious with Alex Johnson. How did that all come to be in terms of getting him back onto a card and putting him into that title fight slot, just from your perspective?
His team just reached out and said he's ready. The goal was they have a handful, or they have a couple guys fighting on March in Ogden, and he originally wanted to fight on that card with his teammates. I just said, if it's going to be for the title, Tyler Call was already slated for the vacant title shot. And so I said, it's going to have to be February. And here we are.
All right, well, we still got 3 more titles to go, 2 right here on the prelims, which are all free on YouTube. We move up to the heavyweight division between Luke Salgunga and Lauren Sua. Both of these guys extremely impressive in their own right. Zach, your thoughts on this matchup?
We haven't seen Lauren for a long time. There was another heavyweight that this fight was supposed to take place with another heavyweight with Luke. Sorry, I keep calling him Big. He's Fiji to me. I've always called him Fiji, Big Fiji. But Luke, he was supposed to fight somebody else. Timing wasn't right for that person. So, Lauren, 2-1. Normally I like to see 3 wins before we get a title fight, but it was a little shorter notice. But his coach, Eric Wallin, has assured me he's been in the gym working hard, putting in the time. And, he lost, his only losses to Bryce Scallion, who's honestly probably a heavyweight in the area that had one of the highest ceilings, but fighting just wasn't his love. He loves fishing and doing other things, and just didn't want to pursue MMA that much. Just did it from time to time for fun. But Lauren's a problem for anybody. And, you get 2 Polynesians and heavyweights in a cage, and, buckle up. I think it's going to be a great heavyweight title fight, and exciting options to see whoever wins where they go.
All right. Well, we move over from heavyweight all the way down to flyweights with this one, Nasir Davis and Michael Eastwood. Zach, this one has banger written all over it. An incredible striker in Nasir Davis versus an absolutely overwhelming grappler in Michael Eastwood.
Yeah. I mean, it's really interesting, right? Nasir's, he had, one of the best knockouts I've ever seen in October. He very clean, very good takedown defense when, in that fight. I think that's what it is with Nasir, right? He knows people are going to try and take him down, and he's got to be able to keep it on the feet, find his range, and pick his shots. Michael Eastwood, I think he's a little bit bigger of a flyweight than Nasir, than Brendan Myers was for Nasir. When he fought a very big, strong, physical Mason Sorensen, was able to get that fight to the ground quick. Mason is a good grappler in his own right, and Mike looked really good in that fight. And then, he was supposed to fight Brendan, and he was injured. So he's healthy now. And I think that's going to be a very interesting fight. It's going to be very indicative of who can dictate where the fight takes place, on the feet or on the ground.
This is a big step up in competition for Ken.
I know I'm going to get that win back.
3-0, 3 first-round finishes. I want a shot at the belt.
And whoever has that 155 belt got a big bomber on their hands.
This is my living room. That's my backyard. That's my kitchen.
Ever active, Cross Hughes sporting the red gloves, back after nearly 7 years away is Ryder Campo in the blue. This amateur featherweight title bout is brought to you by FST Filtration, fresh air filters delivered for when you need them most. FST Filtration, an official sponsor of Fierce FC.
No touch of the gloves from these two fighters.
Ryder looks super confident.
Campo active early. Again, 7 years since we have seen him, but one of the top talents in Utah, Cross Hughes. Been hit a couple times early. Campo privy to nearly every strike thus far, Jason.
Yeah, Cross Hughes staying pretty composed in there because Campo's throwing everything at him and just coming forward. Cross is going to have to gain some respect here really soon.
Ryder's doing a good job just backing Cross up against the fence.
Stiff outside leg kick landed by Campo. Hughes follows up with his own. A little bit of talking between the two, mostly headed by Ryder Campo thus far.
Yeah, he might be trying to get in the head of Cross Hughes there. Shakes his head no and comes
Nice
right
head
back
kick
with a head
landed
kick.
by Ryder. Inside leg kick.
Cross Hughes has not faced defeat since January 2nd of 2021. He lost a unanimous decision. Ryder Campo again, the undefeated fighter out of Maury Training Center in Ogden, Utah.
We saw Cross face a little adversity in his last fight, and he came back with a big KO knockout.
Yeah, this is an interesting fight so far. It's kind of even, but Ryder is pushing Cross back a lot.
Back home in Salt Lake City with one of the most talent-stacked cards of all time, just moments away. This is Fierce Fighting Championship 30, presented by Rush Hydro. Hello, everyone. Blake O'Rulian alongside my man Eric Iman and Jason Laporte back in the broadcast booth once again. Guys, it is wonderful to be here. We have the most talent-stacked card in Fierce history. Jason, I'm looking forward to it.
First of all, it's great to be. I'm not on. Okay, first of all, I'm glad to be back, Blake. It's good to be back. Missed the last show, so I'm good to be back. And this card is stacked top to bottom, 14 fights. This is the best card we've had in Fierce Fighting Championship history.
Eric, 4 amateur title bouts on these prelims live on YouTube, as well as a professional title fight to headline this card. So much to look forward to. What flies out the film for you?
This might be the most stacked fight card I have yet to call. There's so many great fights on here. Carvalho, Ammon Garcia, Alex Johnson. I'm excited to see him. Tyler Cole, Michael Eastwood, and Nasir Davis. They both had a great showing. There's just a ton of great stuff on this card.
So many fights to look forward to. The first of 14 is waiting in the wings. With that, we will go live to Jackson Hoops for the very first time. This is Fierce Fighting Championship 30, presented by Rush Hydro.
Fierce fans, for those of you streaming the prelims live on the Fierce Fighting Championship YouTube channel, and for those of you in attendance here at the Maverick Center in West Valley City, Utah, welcome to Fierce Fighting Championship. Tonight's event is sanctioned by the Pete Swazo Utah Athletic Commission, with Executive Director Scott Bowler in attendance, Dr. Cabot Murdoch,
say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran glad, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
One more time, make some noise for Michelle Smith. Incredible. All right, Fierce fans, we have all now arrived to what you came here to see. 28 mixed martial artists, 14 total fights, including 5 title fights for one Fierce Fighting Championship evening. So please let the fighters in the back know that you are here. Put your hands together and make some noise! Love it. It's good to be back at the Maverick Center. Our first fight of the evening is sponsored by Pat's Media Productions. They provide a top-tier broadcast for whatever you're looking to showcase, especially an event such as this one. This crew who are behind these cameras and these monitors and who have the power to mute my microphone as they see fit, work tirelessly to put Fierce Fighting Championship into the living rooms of Fierce fans everywhere and provide a platform for these fierce fighters to show the world what they can do. Pat's Media Productions, on behalf of Fierce fans everywhere, we thank you. Fierce fans, make some noise and welcome the first 2 fighters, Elisa Kamaunu and then Nico Broswell, to the cage.
All right, first to jerk the curtain tonight is Elisa Kamaunu. Eric, always been eager to take a fight, but a big stage for a first rep.
Yeah, this is a big stage, big lights, and a big show, so it's a hell of a way to start.
Jason, we just saw him embrace his father, Deuce. He told me that he is his #1 lifeline. They game plan together. They push each other. He's been his #1 supporter since day one.
I love seeing that. This kid trains out of Extreme Couture down in Vegas. You know this kid's going to be ready tonight.
7 months consistently over at Extreme Couture is Elisa Kamaunu. Also a few years of training on and off to boot. Extreme Couture last year in 2023, he is the first to represent them this year for Fierce Fighting Championship. A total record of 9-8, a 54% win percentage last year. We will see the first rep for an Extreme Couture fighter right now through Elisa Kamaunu. All right, well, it may be a debut, but the experience is expected to show for Nico Broswell. Jason, a Division II wrestler with years of competition in his back pocket, certainly a reliable skill asset to fall back on.
Yeah, this is the wrestling background gives you that foundation to get into MMA. He's tough. He's going to be durable. He trains at a good gym down in Provo, Utah, out of Agema. And I don't know if you can hear it, but he got quite the pop from the crowd when he walked behind the curtain.
Certainly a fan favorite out of Provo, Utah. Eric wrestled 2 seasons at Western Colorado University at 133 and 141 pounds. Tipped the scales yesterday at 145.
Well, and that weight class, too, in wrestling is very competitive. He's going to be used to being in front of a crowd. He's going to have that skill set behind him. Nerves probably won't be as big of a play for him.
First of 6 fighters representing Agema here tonight is Nico Broswell. Also a pair of debuters. We got 5 of them here slated for Fierce Fighting Championship 30. Let's go ahead and pull up that tail of the tape for this amateur featherweight bout. Nico Broswell facing off against Elisa Kamaunu. Both fighters identical in age as well as height at 5'4". Broswell weighing in yesterday at 145 pounds. As for Kamaunu weighing in at 145.5 pounds. Both fighters making their debuts here tonight.
Fierce fans, this fight is sponsored by Pat's Media Productions. This fight is an amateur featherweight bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. And when the fight begins, the referee in charge will be Tyler Tomlinson. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, making his amateur debut. He stands 5 feet 4 inches tall and weighed in at 145 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Extreme Couture, hailing from Las Vegas, Nevada. Fierce fans, make some noise for Elisa Kamaunu. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, also making his amateur debut. He stands 5 feet 4 inches tall and weighed in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of Agema Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, hailing from Provo, Utah, by way of Chandler, Arizona. Fierce fans, make some noise for Nico Broswell.
First of 28 tonight is Nico Broswell in the red gloves. Following suit is Elisa Kamaunu in the blue. This amateur featherweight bout to kick off Fierce FC 30 is brought to you by Pat's Media, providing a top-tier broadcast for whatever you're looking to showcase. Pat's Media, an official sponsor of Fierce FC. Kamaunu. Broswell,
right off
quick
the
on
gate.
the entry. A big pop from the Maverick Center.
Quick work of Broswell right to the back, transitioning fast. With his wrestling background, this is what we would anticipate.
Kamaunu threw that slick kick to kick off things, though, Jason.
Yeah, great hard kick, and then Broswell went right to his bread and butter with the wrestling. Now he's on top. He's got great control, doing some heavy damage from the top, but Elisa doing a good job of staying composed from the bottom.
Kamaunu told me he did do a little bit of wrestling as a kid, nothing too extensive, certainly not that of a Division II collegiate wrestler as we see Broswell on top.
I like the aggressiveness from Broswell. He's not letting Elisa breathe on the bottom there. He's throwing shots, making him work from the bottom.
When Elisa, he's holding the head, so he's holding the position down, but he can't get out of this position that way. He's going to have to open up. It looks like he's trying to push the hips back.
Broswell.
He's not going to want to get hit a bunch that way.
Breaks through, a couple of clear shots as he continues to scramble on top. Kamaunu looks to lock up an arm.
He's got a little, Kamaunu has a little cut, I think, on him on the left side of his forehead.
Kamaunu's showing he's dangerous from the bottom there with that slick armbar attempt there.
Definitely woke up the crowd a bit. Also of note, Broswell right there in the corner of Dana Rissazabal and Agema, his home gym.
You know, you hear people talk about wrestling being the base of MMA, the base, and you're seeing that right now.
Especially at this stage, you know, a couple of guys having debuts, that wrestling.
Look at the aggressiveness from Broswell, and he's a tank too.
Yeah, he's he is built like a tank.
I'll keep my shirt off for this interview if he ends up winning, Eric.
We see the feet on the hips for Kamaunu, at least on one side, Eric. Just trying to get a couple frames in, it looks like.
Yeah, he's going to need to try to get his hips out from under him so he can try to escape. Well,
Broswell getting his weapons to the target once again. Kamanu locks up another arm, looks to be on the wrong side of it. 10 ticks to go, round one, in what has been all Broswell on top.
Broswell just relentlessly pressuring him.
Imano's still, I mean, he's throwing shots from the bottom. He's attempting submissions from the bottom. The kid's not giving up from the bottom. He's showing a lot of potential as well.
He's got his head about him. He's not panicking. He's not flailing. You know, he's doing the right things. I just think he's got to get his hips out from under him and try to escape if he's in that position in the next round.
Kamanu smothered by inspectors, cutmen, as well as cornermen. We can't really get a clean shot on what he is doing. If we jump over to Broswell, I'm curious if we've got a better angle there. Not a whole lot. Also a little bit of a dark shot. We apologize for that. But Broswell seeming to lead the dance thus far. Jason, what are you seeing that he's doing well?
I mean, obviously that wrestling base. He's controlling. He's landing heavy shots. He's being aggressive. I love what I've seen from Broswell so far tonight. I was going to ask Eric, like, what's it like? Obviously, I haven't been in the cage. What's it like having somebody that's like Broswell that's just putting constant pressure on you?
Well, it's oppressive, really, because especially with that kind of smothering pressure, you can get to a point where you can't feel like you can escape. I'd like to see Eliza just start out real busy and stay low here.
We saw one significant strike out of Kamanu to kick off the round, and then it was all Broswell in the wrestling exchanges. Top of round two as Broswell closes the distance, connects cleanly. Connecting, but down is Broswell now. Kamanu connects.
I mean, this Kamanu kid is...
Broswell back to his bread and butter as the Maverick center pops for him.
Broswell looked a little surprised with that shot. Put him down, but he recovered fast.
And Broswell landed some good shots in that exchange as well, right before he got knocked down.
Yeah, he landed some really good shots against the cage.
Eric, good on him in the debut to be able to handle all that pressure very early on.
Absolutely, like I said, big lights, big crowd. He's got a big following here. This crowd's really pro Broswell. So,
what a way to start off the night! Wow,
great fight.
More of the same of what we saw in round one. Manu, a little bit of action from the bottom, but Broswell smothering.
And Kamanu is searching for another armbar from the bottom.
He's trying to climb the ladder, and he's got his foot on the hip, but he's not trying to drive the hip back.
He looks a little tired now.
Broswell spent 3 years at Agima with Dana Ristazabal and company. Agima, the most active fight gym for the promotion last year. 25 fights for the gym out of Provo in 2023.
I would have liked to seen Eliza try to make an attempt to get up there. I know he's probably a little bit gassed here from being a little overwhelmed. Kimura attempt here.
A nice spot for Broswell to show some offense as he now chases the back, Eric.
Broswell's locking in, flattening him out. This is wrestling 101.
He cooked him in round one, and now he's going to take him out of the oven here, it looks like.
That was nice, Jason. Good job.
I worked on that all week, Blake.
Now, if it were me, I was Broswell, I'd be trying to pull that leg out, just go to full mount, finish this fight.
Looks like he's trying to isolate an arm from the top.
Yeah, no secret my strategy. I'm always trying to punch somebody.
More of the same, a little bit more action in the standing to kick off round two, but we will go to a third and final round for these two debuters.
More or less another complete domination by Broswell. He did take that one shot that looked like it popped him and kind of a flash knockdown, but he recovered super fast. He was right back in it. So
Jason, we jump over to Nico Braswell's corner, Court McGee as well as Dana Rissazabal in there. Your thoughts on his performance thus far and maybe the body language you're seeing in the corner?
I think he looks phenomenal. He's catching his breath. He's listening to his coaches. You can see Dane talking to him. He's staring right at Cole, listening to the advice, the coaching that Court McGee is giving him. I'm really impressed with this kid tonight. This is going to be a guy to watch for on the local scene.
2 for 2 on takedown attempts thus far, and he has been dominant throughout. But you do mention, I mean, there is that knockdown, Jason. Your thoughts on just what that might do in terms of the judge's eyes? It seems as though he's been dominant throughout, but
I think he did enough even in that second round. He pretty much controlled the knockdown. It was a flash knockdown. He popped right back up and got right back into a dominant position. So I feel like he's, as of right now, he's up 2-0. Maybe a 10-8 round in the first, maybe with all the domination. You could make an argument for that.
top of a third and final round. Tyler Tomlinson, the third man in the cage for this one. He will have 7 assignments. This is the first of them. As Braswell right back in on another takedown. But Kamau able to get a reversal. Braswell right back outside and into side control, continues to scramble.
That transition from the single, went around the back, then tripped. That was very smooth.
He's not a beginner wrestler. This kid's got some experience.
Yeah, you can tell that's Division II.
Braswell beginning to tee off. Looks to be under the chin.
Back to flattening him out.
Not quite under the chin, just looks a little uncomfortable.
Eric, how uncomfortable is that when that does get flattened out? You're starting to take shots from the top.
A lot of it depends. So where his feet are hooked that way, it gets really hard to because you want to get your butt in the air. Oop.
Braswell has a tight submission. That's a nasty.
That
I
looks
can't
like it
quite
hurts.
tell what he's got on there. Kimura, can't tell from this angle. Oh, that's nasty.
It's more of an Americana. Kamau surviving it well, though, and also wearing it well. We can see his face in the frame right there as Braswell retreats. Halfway through our third and final round in what has been all Braswell through 7.5 minutes.
You know, Kamau has done a great job staying in this fight. He's not giving up.
Framing on the face is Braswell as he looks to kickstart some more offense.
I'd like to see Braswell do just that, try to pass that leg and posture up. And
Braswell now in control of an arm and a head. Let's go of it, but still dominating the control. We're hearing from this corner of Kamau that he has got to get out and he has got to get a finish. No doubt about that, as we are less than a minute to go in this first fight of the evening.
at 40 seconds left, with that smothering pressure, it's going to be a tall order.
Braswell chases the back. He still wants the finish. He's under the chin. Unable to lock the hands. Kamau privy to it.
Great job of fighting the hands by Kamau.
Kamau needs to turn into him and get on top. Needs to try to face him.
That will do it. 3 rounds up, 3 rounds down. Nico Braswell versus Elisa Kamau, and it looks like all signs point to Braswell getting it done in the debut. We will go to a judge's scorecard as we jump over to Elisa Kamau and now Nico Braswell embracing his coaches. Eric, a pretty dominant performance for the former Division II wrestler.
Very dominant. Yeah, just was on top of him like a blanket. He couldn't escape, and he looked great. I'm excited, and a great first fight. Very exciting first fight.
You know, a lot of people don't necessarily love the grappling matches, but there was so much offense within it that it actually wasn't, you know, what people would call a snooze fest.
Yeah, he wasn't just laying on, Braswell wasn't just laying on him, trying to just control him. He was hitting him, he was transitioning, he was constantly moving, which keeps that flow going. I don't know how you could not find that fantastic ground game. in that first fight exciting.
Elisa Kamaunu looks to be frustrated. I mean, it's not the best way to kick off your career, but there were a lot of moments that he could have quit and he didn't, Eric.
Yeah, he has heart. There was no stopping him. He kept working. He at no time did it even look like he wanted to get out of there.
All right, with that, it looks like we are ready to go. Here is Jackson Hopes.
Fierce fans, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score this contest 30-27. Declaring the winner by unanimous decision, out of the red corner, Nicholas Broswell! Nico!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Nico Broswell. Nico, I just read the stat sheet. It said you were 0-0. Was that really your first fight?
Yeah, it was. Besides fighting these guys, but
That was an impressive performance. Did it go the way you think you will? I know you have the wrestling background. Did you expect the fight to go this way?
yeah, I knew he was gonna come out striking, and that's all we worked was, bob and weave and get into the shots. That's all we worked for months. So I'm proud of what I did, and feels good.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal performance. Are we going to see you back in the cage again?
Absolutely, absolutely. So,
You got quite the crowd here tonight. Let's give it up for Nico. Do you have any sponsors, family, or friends you want to give a shout out to?
I am wearing some Hawks shorts. Shout out to JK and Scott. Hawks Pest Control, so let's go, baby.
Let's give it up for Nico Broswell once again.
There's no better place to relax than at the Break Sports Grill. Enjoy the best patios, craft cocktails, and made-from-scratch dishes like their famous mac and cheese. Visit their locations in Daybreak, West Valley, Murray, downtown, and coming soon to Saratoga Springs.
All right, welcome back into Fierce Fighting Championship 30, presented by Rush Hydro. We got our man Jason Laporte getting right back in, and Jason, you look impressed. Eric Iman and I were certainly impressed as well. Your thoughts on the first bout of the evening?
Wow. 1-0, as you heard him, I cannot believe this guy. That was his debut. That was probably one of the more impressive debut performances I've seen since we've been calling these fights.
To you specifically, what stuck out to you that separates him from so many others that we've called?
The aggressiveness, the calmness, he just kept going. He nonstop. He was going for submissions. He's punishing. He just kept going, and then that dominant wrestling. Like this kid's got a bright future.
It seemed as though whatever he wanted to do, he did it in there, Eric.
Yeah, complete control, top control the whole time. If you didn't know, you would think that kid probably had 5 fights. Very calm and collected, especially knowing that he was throwing and throwing and throwing. He never gassed himself out. That's some good seasoning in a fighter.
Good luck to Zach to try to find this kid a fight now at 1-0, because people are going to watch that and they're like, I want no part of this kid at 1-0. Zach's going to have his hands full trying to find that kid a fight.
Sometimes we do say here a star is born, and oftentimes they happen here in the Maverick Center. It looks like a star was born in Nico Broswell. A dominant performance for him and a first win for Agima here tonight. All right, we are going to move over to the strawweight division between Grayson Johnson and Xiaoya Luo. With that, we are going to take it over to Jackson Hopes.
Fierce fans, our next fight of the evening, it is sponsored by Detail Sharks. With over 10 years of experience, they have polished the Thunderbirds, cleaned the roller coasters at Lagoon, ceramic-coated supercars, but more importantly, they've mastered the art of shampooing and detailing all of your minivans. For all of your mobile detailing needs, trust Detail Sharks. Fierce fans, make some noise and welcome Xiaoya Luo and then Grayson Johnson to the cage.
New surroundings en route to her first MMA fight. Enter Xiaoya Luo. Eric, 6 Muay Thai fights precede the MMA debut. There's differences, but there's also a lot of similarities when we talk about her combat experience.
Absolutely. Looks like she's from Vegas. She's she trains at Syndicate. Syndicate's a fantastic Muay Thai gym also. And the amateur scene in Vegas has some really big amateur Muay Thai fights, so she's probably got some good experience.
Jason, that's actually my next point. Her Syndicate teammate and Fierce FC amateur flyweight champion Nasir Davis, brought up in a similar way, built up through those Muay Thai fights. We've seen the deft striking of Nasir. That might be an insight into what we can expect from her.
Yeah, what we saw from Nasir at the last fight, Fierce Challenger Series, was phenomenal. These fighters coming up out of these gyms from Vegas, they're ready. They're training with top-level people. They're getting great training, great conditioning. She looks focused. She looks ready to go tonight.
I got a great quote from Xiaoya a couple of weeks ago. She said, "I am going to hit her," that being Grayson Johnson, "with something so perfectly placed and timed that it'll be impossible to see it coming. We will see if she can turn her words into action right now ahead of her MMA debut." First fighter to walk in 2023 for Excite MMA will be Grayson Johnson. Jason, we called her debut last year a tough test, which she passed with flying colors.
She passed that with flying colors. Dominant performance, got the TKO victory. She looked good, great striking. She fights out of a great gym in Excite MMA, which, by the way, those guys have been on absolute fire lately. And you can see she's got cross-use in her corner. That gym has been on fire, that Excite MMA.
I got the stat for you right here. 82% win percentage last year for Excite MMA under the Fierce banner, the highest amongst Utah gyms. They were on fire last year, Eric.
That gym's just turning out great talent. Obviously, they've got a system down, and she looked fantastic in the last fight we saw her in.
We saw the stalwart takedown defense, spent the majority of her first fight peeling Mally Rahimian off of her to kickstart her offense. Might be a little bit different in this one. Xiaoya maybe doesn't have the same takedown offense that one of Mally Rahimian would have, but we will have to see how this one plays out. With that, let's go ahead and pull up our tail of the tape for this amateur strawweight bout. Grayson Johnson facing off against Xiaoya Luo. Johnson, 2 years senior. Xiaoya, 2 inches taller. Grayson Johnson did miss weight by half a pound, tipping the scales at 116.5 pounds. Xiaoya Luo weighing in at 115 on the dot. Grayson Johnson 1-0. Xiaoya Luo makes her amateur debut right now. With that, let's take it over to Jackson Hopes.
Fierce fans, this fight is sponsored by Detail Sharks. This fight is an amateur strawweight bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds, and when the fight begins, the referee in charge will be Dave Selyustad. Introducing the first fighter fighting out of the blue corner, making her amateur debut. She stands 5 feet 4 inches tall and weighed in at 115 pounds. Fighting out of Syndicate MMA, hailing from Las Vegas, Nevada, Fierce fans, make some noise for Xiaoya Mink Luo. And introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, holding an undefeated amateur record of 1 win and 0 losses. She stands 5 feet 2 inches tall and weighed in above the contracted weight at 116 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Excite MMA, hailing from Lehi, Utah, by way of Kalispell, Montana. Fierce fans, make some noise for Grayson Johnson.
Second rep for Excite MMA's Grayson Johnson. In the red gloves on the road is Xiaoya Luo, who will swing with blue. This amateur strawweight bout is brought to you by Detail Sharks. Leave your vehicle looking and feeling like it just rolled off the lot. Detail Sharks, an official sponsor of Fierce FC. Grayson Johnson just surpassed 1 year of MMA training. As for Xiaoya Luo, 2 years of striking, but just 2 months of MMA as Grayson closes the distance immediately.
Grayson landed a big 1-2 and the knee up the body to start it.
Closing the distance immediately as Xiaoya has been up against the cage, retreats back to it. Nice knee up the middle by Xiaoya. Eric, Grayson giving her no room to start her offense.
You know, she's just bullying her against the cage, which is, with Xiaoya's background in Muay Thai, that's probably a pretty smart strategy.
She's doing a good job, but she's leaving herself. Xiaoya has landed a couple solid knees up the middle with that Muay Thai clinch.
So I think here this is Xiaoya's opportunity to establish the jab and get the range.
Xiaoya does have that 2-inch height advantage as well as the reach advantage headed into this one.
And you can see Xiaoya, just the way she's moving, the way she's throwing those punches, she's very well versed with the stand-up.
Nice closing of the distance by Grayson as Xiaoya sends it back to the center.
Nice
Near head kick that grazed. Eric, I apologize, I cut you off.
You hear the Muay Thai bark?
Clipped on the chin. Grayson looked like she felt that one. She backs up.
Oh,
big time head kick.
She's hurt.
Yeah. Nice left hook there too.
Beautiful striking from Xiaoya. Beautiful striking.
Grayson needs to get off the cage here.
Dave Sellistead is going to close it. There it is. Xiaoya Luo pinpoints the perfect shot and pops off in Salt Lake City.
Beautiful striking by Xiaoya. Beautiful striking.
The accuracy of what she was throwing there against the cage was fantastic. Everything was landing exactly where she wanted it.
I will repeat the quote. I'm going to hit her with something so perfectly placed and timed that it'll be impossible to see it coming. She turns her words into action. Xiaoya Luo is going to be 1-0 following the impressive debut. We also hear she's gained the respect of the Utah crowd. What a moment. We're going to take it over to the Rush Hydro replay. Eric, it's all yours.
So it looks like that kick right there hurt her, obviously, and she's just throwing good straight shots, but she's going low and high, which is really important here.
Couple more, and that was it. Dave Sellistead called it off, and we are ready to make it official right now. We'll take it over to Jackson Hoops.
Fierce fans, referee Dave Sellistead has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes of the very first round, declaring the winner by TKO, Xiaoya Ming Luo.
Wait a second, we got to do your interview. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Xiaoya. Xiaoya, that was a beautiful performance tonight. Tell me how you're feeling after getting your first victory in the cage tonight.
I feel amazing. Yeah. What was the question?
I just want to know how you're feeling tonight. You got a beautiful win tonight. You're 1-0.
I feel like I didn't even fight yet. It's all.
So when she came out, it looked like Grayson hit you with a couple shots, and then you got your composure. Did anything surprise you?
No, I knew she was going to be aggressive. I knew she wanted to close the distance, not let me get space. So nothing unexpected.
I want to turn around and look at the big screen up here. We're going to do a little bit of a replay and I want you to walk me through this finish. Was there something that you saw in her? You landed the big head kick here. Was there something you saw in her striking? Were you seeing the openings there?
Once there's a pause in the action, I know that's my turn. I know it's always my turn, so once I got that, go. No need to let her respond.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Xiaoya, beautiful performance. You're 1-0 now. Can't wait to see you back in the cage again. Thank you.
Just had a hard sparring session, getting ready for UFC 299. Hard one. And you should have another one to go. And people ask me all the time, bro, you're 37. You're training so hard. I'm going to show you guys a secret. What get me going. This is what get me going. Rush Hydro, developed by one of the best. My nutrition is Marcelo Fel. That's the first thing that I take. I've been taking after weighing. So I go to UFC and make the weight. That's the first thing that I take, recovery. And that's the thing that's going to get me going to the next session, Rush Hydro. I told you guys, the second round is done. Rush Hydro. That thing going to get you going. Make sure you get yours.
All right, welcome back in to Fierce Fighting Championship 30 presented by Rush Hydro. And Jason, we just saw, very similar to Nasir Davis, what he did in October. These guys from Syndicate, they can strike like no other.
I was very impressed because Grayson came out, hit her with some big shots, pushed her up against the cage. She remained calm, confident. Once she got that space and that separation, you started to see her put those punches together, and she ended up getting that finish.
Eric, it was an A-plus game plan from Grayson Johnson. Close the distance, make sure she couldn't get her offense going. As soon as there was an opening, like she said, she wasn't going to let her breathe.
Yeah, she went right to the center of the cage. She established the jab so that she could control the distance. Once she got her against the cage and landed that head kick, she did a great job of going from the head to the body through that big kick, the hook. There was some great stuff there.
A special moment, the first for Syndicate MMA here tonight. Nasir Davis will fight later on to headline our prelims. With that, we're going to head into our third bout of the evening. We've got Allie Downs and Chloe Becker waiting to make the walk right now.
Fierce fans, our next fight of the evening. It is sponsored by Damage Plan Insurance. They are your one-stop shop offering the best coverage and price for your home, auto, and life insurance. Do something today that your future self will thank you for later, and don't settle for anything less than the best with Damage Plan Insurance. Fierce fans, make some noise and welcome Chloe Becker and then Allie Downs to the cage.
All right, back on deck and dialed in is Chloe Becker. Eric, a 2-month turnaround that was preceded by a year-long layoff. Activity and reps could be exactly what she needs to hop back into the win column tonight.
Yeah, some cage experience, making sure we're getting the rust off, and just like you said, reps are where it is. Reps, reps, reps.
Jason, her first fight at 135 pounds. Her previous ones have been at 130 and 125, but there might be a little bit of a power transfer here.
Yeah, there could. I mean, she looks in great shape tonight. Doesn't look like she's out of shape by any means. She's coming out. She's looking aggressive. She trains out of Extreme Couture.
Originally from Idaho is Chloe Becker, but this is her second fight with Extreme Couture. Again, that fight was back in December of last year. She lost it via split decision. Been to 2 decisions in her career. Both of them have ended via split decision. 1 a win and 1 a loss is Chloe Becker. Eric, originally from a wrestling background, but embraces the standing exchanges. We will see how she does in her 4th walk and her fierce debut. Trying to get her into frame here. There we go. Well, it has been a long time coming, but on her way up is Allie Downs. Jason, we're talking about years of preparation backed by the likes of Casey Wilkinson and Dana Ristazabal. Not a bad circle to be led by headed into fight number 1.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, obviously she's 0-0. We just saw another competitor out of Agima Jiu-Jitsu making his debut at 0-0, and Nico Broswell. She trains out of that same gym. I'm wondering if we're going to see that same intensity tonight from Allie Downs.
Allie Downs been training for a handful of years. Don't have the exact number, but personally I can date it back to as far as summer of 2019. Been around for quite some time in the Orem Provo area, and certainly excited to see what she can showcase in her debut. A blue belt in jiu-jitsu. and a Muay Thai background as well. Eric, we'll have to see if she can mix both effortlessly.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how she can transition back and forth, and see how her jiu-jitsu stacks up against the wrestling.
All right, let's go ahead and pull up that tail of the tape for this amateur bantamweight bout. Allie Downs facing off against Chloe Becker. Downs, 5-year senior, as well as 3 inches taller. Chloe Becker weighing in at 135 pounds. Downs weighing in at 134. Downs makes her debut, as for Chloe Becker, a record of 1-2 for this amateur bantamweight bout. Certainly one to look forward to, and with that, we are ready to get things going with Jackson Hoops.
Fierce fans, this fight is sponsored by Damage Plan Insurance, and this fight is an amateur bantamweight bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. And when the fight begins, the referee in charge will be Tyler Tomlinson. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, holding an amateur record of 1 win and 2 losses. She stands 5 feet 4 inches tall and weighed in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Extreme Couture, hailing from Las Vegas, Nevada by way of Kuna, Idaho. Fierce fans, make some noise for Chaos Chloe Becker. And introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, making her amateur debut. She stands 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighing in at 134 pounds. Fighting out of Akima Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, hailing from Lehigh, Utah. Fierce fans, make some noise for Allie Downs.
Debuting, Allie Downs sports the red gloves. Extreme Couture's Chloe Becker answers in the blue. This amateur bantamweight bout is brought to you by Damage Plan Insurance, your one-stop shop for a plan to fit your needs. Damage Plan Insurance, an official sponsor of Fierce FC.
Allie getting quite the pop as well tonight.
Lots of Agima fans here tonight. Again, the most on the card. Allie, the second of 6 as they trade knees early.
Allie stuck that jab a couple of times on the way in. And looks like she's putting good pressure against Chloe.
A couple of other nice knees.
Savage knees.
Allie Downs with the aggressiveness.
Becker lands a couple upstairs. Downs incessant attacks to the body.
So I'd like to see her throw that knee again and then break the clinch and throw to the head, because Chloe's trying to defend that against the stomach from the knees. She's trying to defend that.
We're hearing some head position coaching from Justin Janes in the corner of Chloe Becker. Janes will be in our co-main event later on here tonight against Carson Hardman.
Ooh, nice spinning back fist that just missed by Chloe.
Got a note on Chloe Becker, quick to draw her spinning attacks. She certainly throws them with ease, as Downs throws a nice head kick as well. Ooh. A thudding head kick lands for Becker as well. Looked like it landed on the gloves a little bit, but Downs most likely felt it.
Really good dirty boxing from Downs.
Both of them are doing great in the clinch.
And Eric, it is interesting. 3 fights for Chloe, 0 for Allie. Doesn't look like there's much of an experience distinction yet, but you will wonder as the minutes go on if there will be any.
Yeah, sometimes not understanding what the fatigue can do as you get into the second, third round can change some things.
Uppercuts one after the other, get the oohs and ahs from the crowd.
Big uppercuts.
Big uppercuts. Allie's consistently landing those knees this whole round so far. We'll see if those pay dividends if this fight goes into the later rounds. Chloe doing a great job with the pressure, but not really landing anything up against the fence. It's just Allie throwing those knees right up the middle.
Those knees are definitely hurting Chloe. That's why she's cross-bodying the...
Now Downs connects upstairs, clipped on the chin. We could hear it through the headphones.
And that's what I was looking for her to do earlier, where she lands the knees, Chloe drops her hands to defend, and then break and hit her. Hit her up top.
Becker breaks free as James calls for. That is the end of round number 1. Looks like there might have been a little bit of a protest on the side of Downs, but we play on here. Eric, your thoughts? I mean, it seemed like a pretty 50-50 round.
That's a hard one to judge. I think Allie, the first part of the round, controlled a little more, but Chloe definitely the second part was controlling against the cage. The knees are definitely going to be a factor in judging.
Jason, a tough one to call.
Yeah, I got to agree with Eric. I think those knees could be the deciding factor in that first round. They looked like they were at a little bit of a damage, but both fighters doing a great job in the clinch. As soon as they were breaking, they were throwing big shots. They both landed big shots. Let's just get the second round started.
Yeah, it looks like Court's giving her some similar advice as I was thinking. Throw the knee, break, hit the angle, throw to the head.
We jump back over to the corner of Chloe Becker. All 3 fights for Chloe Becker have gone to a third round. Her last 2 have gone to decision, as forementioned, but her debut as well ended in the third round. Top of round 2 of a possible 3. Tyler Tomlinson back in there for our third bout of the evening. We got 8 here on the prelims and 6 professional fights, as well as a heavyweight title bout to headline this card.
Chloe coming straight at her, trying to control the distance right out of the gate.
Swiftly closed the distance, but Downs seems privy to it. Looks like she's more in a prime position than that of Becker, it looks like, Jason.
Yeah, she is. Becker's doing a good job of pushing up against cage, but now you're seeing Allie with the forearm right up against the throat, reversing the position, and now she's got Chloe. Oh, nice little check hook.
I really like that side clinch a lot. I use that a lot. It's a really good position.
What a fight.
Becker threw a kick to the body that connected cleanly. Downs reacted with a nice leg kick as Becker returns one to the inside.
Again, you wouldn't think this was Downs' debut.
No, she looks good.
Been around for quite some time.
Big shot by Chloe Becker. You can hear Chloe's corner. They're yelling. They want her to shoot. I think they want her to take this fight to the ground.
Nice knee to the inside by Becker as Downs returns.
I feel like Becker's coming a little bit more alive this second round. She seems the one that's pushing the tempo a little bit more, landing the bigger shots so far this second round.
Eric, do you share the same thought process?
I do. I think she's controlling a little better. I'd like to see Downs get her head out of here.
A punishing knee that crumbles down a bit. We hear from Janes. She's hurt, but Downs able to fight the hands.
Chloe doing a great job with that, controlling the head right now of Allie Downs. Leaning her body on top of her head.
Yeah, Downs needs to get her head out of here and get her head up.
Looks like she's looking for a choke.
Couple of options there as she lands a couple of knees. They both trade.
So this body position where her feet are so close together, she's going to have a hard time trying to reverse her off of the cage. She needs to pop her head up, widen her hips, get an over, under, and turn. Good hand control there.
Jason, I'm going to have to punch the numbers, but this might be a record for most knees thrown and landed in an amateur fight in Fierce Fighting Championship history.
It might be, because I think they've landed more knees than they have punches.
Downs doing a good job of pressuring now. She's obviously well still in this fight.
Now she's looking for a takedown.
Final seconds, round number 2, and we will go to a third and final round between Chloe Becker and Allie Downs. This thing currently, Eric, it looks like it could be leveled at 1, might be 2-0 to 1, but it's been pretty down the line.
That first round, I would hate to call. That second round, I would lean towards Becker.
I 100% agree with Eric. I may give a slight advantage to Downs in that first round, but like Eric said, super tough first round, but I would definitely lean Becker in that second round. I felt like she looked like the fresher fighter Allie was getting out of those positions against the cage in the first round. She didn't in the second round.
We're in the corner of Allie Downs. What would you be saying to her headed into the third and final round, Eric?
I would be telling Allie to establish the distance and throw something hard. I would definitely be looking for the finish. I would not want this to go to the judges at this point.
Becker definitely has the confidence coming into this third round with the way that the whole second round went, not just the ending.
We just saw Becker give a big old smile and a thumbs up to someone cage side. Seemingly fresh headed into the third and final round.
Definitely see some of the wear marks on Downs on that left side of her face there.
Huge spinning back fists, back to back by Becker.
Downs doing a good job of circling off the cage, though, getting back to the center instead of getting trapped.
Becker looks in great condition too. She doesn't look like she's gassed. She's coming forward.
Nice combination thrown and landed for Becker.
Push kick.
Becker leading the dance as we're about 40 seconds into the third round. Another spinning attack for Becker. Really impressive movement for a fourth fight, Eric.
She's moving really well. She's transitioning from hands to kicks really well. She's being very patient.
We saw the inside leg kick, Jason. Combination might have been there, but Downs looked like she clipped, and now Becker returns.
I was actually just going to say that. I'd like to see her throw that inside leg kick in the right hand.
Both landed cleanly. They went back to back as Becker invests again into that inside leg kick. Jason, you had something?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I just feel like Becker's just landing the harder shots, even though Downs is connecting. It looks like the more punishing shots are coming from Becker right now.
Yeah, I agree with Jason. Damage-wise, I think Becker's definitely inflicting a lot more damage. Now, if I'm Downs, I want to get out of this position at all costs and try to inflict some damage.
And with the position she has, how do you do that, Eric?
She needs to drop her hips, get her head upwards, fish that left hand under or control that left hand, and then lift and turn at the same time.
We hear echoes of Allie being chanted. 40 ticks to go. It looks like she might have to work a little bit more.
So where she's controlling the head isn't doing her any favors here. She can't escape that way. There she goes.
Nice way to separate. We go back to the center of the cage. Waning moments.
Good left hook.
She throws beautiful. Allie Downs has got a beautiful left-right hook, and now Becker just counters with a nice hook, check hook.
Another swinging head kick followed by a push kick for Becker. More clean connections.
Downs looks hurt.
There it is. The final bell in what was an absolute war between these two bantamweights.
I would have liked to see another round.
The decision will lie in the balance of the judges. Eric, if you were a judge, are you leaning Becker?
I think I'm leaning Becker. I am. I think the last two rounds, Becker did enough to eke it out. Well, she was dominant in the second. The third, I think she passed her.
Chloe Becker looking to move to 2-2. Allie Downs, a valiant performance in the debut as well. She was impressive, Eric. She took shots. She gave shots. It was really impressive on her end as well.
I could see this fight 2 rounds to 1 for Becker.
Is there a possibility, though, that it could be Allie 2-1? If you were to give her the 1 and possibly either the 2 or the 3? I don't know. I'm just curious. I'm picking your brain.
So that second round, it just depends on cage control, right? Because Becker I felt from watching here, Becker controlled her more against the cage. And typically judges are going to lean that way just for cage control.
We will have to see what the decision is. It looks like we are still waiting to have an official decision. And with that, it looks like we are ready to go. We get the nod from Jackson Hoops. We are going to make it official right now.
Fierce fans, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges scored this contest 29-28, declaring your winner by unanimous decision out of the blue corner, Chaos Chloe Becker.
Come on over here, Chloe. Ladies and gentlemen, here with your winner, Chloe. Chloe, beautiful performance tonight. You come up here from Las Vegas in enemy territory. You fight a beautiful fight. How you feeling tonight?
Pretty good. I just moved to Vegas, actually, so thankful that I got a full fight camp in this time and was able to get in with some great coaches. So it's great.
So you and I were talking right before they had the decision, and we were talking about how the fight went. We thought maybe you lost that first round. Was there any point in that first round where they're in danger? She did seem to land some pretty heavy knees. Were you in any danger in that first round?
Honestly, no. I use my arm to block it a lot. I don't have much of a torso, so when I bend over, it's pretty covered. But, you know, she's nasty knees, nasty clench, so I was just trying to kind of feeling it out, and I was like, push or you lose. So, gotta push.
Yeah, once again, phenomenal performance. Is there anybody you want to give thanks to tonight?
Yeah, actually, my walkout song is not my walkout song. Ariel France was supposed to fight on the last card in January, snapped her Achilles heel a week before the fight. She introduced me to MMA, so all thanks to her and my coaches over at No Excuse, who even made me a fighter today. I wouldn't be here without them.
All right, once again, congratulations. We can't wait to see you back in the cage. Ladies and gentlemen, Chloe Baker.
All right, welcome back in to Fierce Fighting Championship 30 presented by Rush Hydro. Jason, it's been fun so far. Eric and I were talking about it while you were doing the post-fight interview. Every single fighter that has made the walk does not look like an amateur. A couple of them have been debuters.
No, everybody looks great tonight. The energy's great. The crowd is loud. Really impressed with Chloe Becker. Did I read that right? She's only 19 years old. Yeah, I mean, if I remember when we showed the stats there, Blake's going through there, but I believe she's only 19 years old. That girl's got a bright future.
19 years of age, born May 30th of 2004.
And she's got 4 fights under her belt already, 2-2.
Jumps back into the win column is Chloe Becker, an impressive one for the fighter out of Extreme Couture. We are at our final non-title fight of the prelims already. This card is flying by. We have so much to look forward to. But this next one is going to be special at 155 pounds. Logan Taylor and Javi Castro. Jackson Hoops is going to bring them out right now.
All right, Fierce fans, I had to let the beat drop for Dre right there. Fierce fans, our next fight of the evening is sponsored by FST Filtration. They provide the best manufactured HVAC products for your home and business. Go to fstfiltration.com, take the 2-minute air filter quiz, place your order, and get fresh air filters delivered to you whenever you need them from FST Filtration. Fierce fans, make some noise and welcome Javi Castro and then Logan Taylor to the cage.
All right, final debuter to walk tonight will be Javi Castro. Jason, 9 years on and off with Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu. Also the younger brother of Pedro Alcantara. Haven't heard that name in a while, but he wowed everyone back in May of 2022 with a win over now top contender Nate Reinhardt.
Yeah, that was a big win for Pedro. I don't think anybody was expecting that, but he came in here, dominated, looked good. But now we got Javi Castro coming in here making his debut tonight. And if earlier tonight has been any indication of how this fight would go, I'd expect Javi Castro to come in here and look really good.
Javi Castro, a blue belt in Jiu-Jitsu, recently received his second stripe. So he's been at this for a while, as aforementioned. 9 years on and off, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu. He's got a little bit of a mixture of both. But he was originally planned to fight in March with his older brother, but was offered a Maverick Center spot and decided to take it. Eric, seems like sound advice to take this fight.
How would you not love to fight here in the bright lights?
Javi Castro out of Rio Academy. Jason, we haven't heard a lot about this gym. I really don't know much about it at all other than they're in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. Just when it popped up, I'm like, oh, they're in Salt Lake City. I guess I'll have to do my research here and find out about them.
Bigger stage, brighter lights, and a step in the right direction for Agima's Logan Taylor. Eric, nearly 2 minutes of unofficial control time in the debut certainly gave people a name to remember back in September.
Yeah, it comes from a great gym. He's got some pep in his step. I like the way he walks out here looking very confident and ready to go.
I mean, this trio, us three, called the debut, and Jason, we saw crisp boxing combinations, landed in the opening exchange, an ace at transitioning in various grappling positions. He wowed us all.
Yeah, he did, and if like I mentioned earlier today with these debuters, the fighters that have been coming out of Agima, he's another Agima fighter, have been coming out here with a lot of aggression. They've looked crisp, they've looked aggressive. I'm really excited for this fight tonight.
Logan Taylor, 1 minute and 56 seconds of unofficial control time in his debut against Alma Falei-Ali'i. That accounted for 65% of the fight.
Yeah, this kid's a problem.
Year and a half over at Agima is Logan Taylor, a state qualifier all 4 years in high school in Boise, Idaho. Boasts a 1-0 record, looking to move to 2-0. We're going to go ahead and pull up that tail of the tape right now for this amateur lightweight bout between Logan Taylor and Javi Castro. Castro, 2 years senior. Taylor, 1 inch taller. Taylor weighing in yesterday at 155 pounds. Castro weighing in at 154.5 pounds. Logan Taylor with a record of 1-0. Javi Castro makes his debut right now. And with that, let's take it over to Jackson Hoops.
Fierce fans, this fight is sponsored by FST Filtration. This fight is an amateur lightweight bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. And when the fight begins, the referee in charge will be Dave Selyustad. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, making his amateur debut. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed in at 154.5 pounds. Fighting out of Rio Academy SLC, hailing from South Salt Lake City, Utah. Fierce fans, make some noise for Javi Castro. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, holding an undefeated amateur record of 1 win and 0 losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, in at 155 pounds, fighting out of Agima Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, hailing from Provo, Utah, by way of Meridian, Idaho. Fierce fans, make some noise for Logan, the Lion Taylor.
First time Maverick Center slate for Logan Taylor in the red gloves. Last debuter tonight is Javi Castro in the blue. This amateur lightweight bout is brought to you by FST Filtration. Fresh air filters delivered for when you need them most. FST Filtration, an official sponsor of Fierce FC. Big overhand right thrown by Castro. Both fighters shot out of a cannon early, Jason.
Oh, and a big shot by Pedro, but Logan staying composed so far.
Castro swinging with bad intentions, Eric.
They're teeing up on each other early. There's a head.
Oh! Down is Castro!
Let's see how Logan stays composed.
Taylor lands cleanly in the traffic. Castro jumps up, but a suplex finds Castro floored once again. Logan Taylor on top. Wrapping up the submission, a rear naked choke.
This one looks done.
That's it, a carbon copy of the first. Logan Taylor is for real.
Phenomenal performance by Logan Taylor. The Maverick Center is on its feet. Phenomenal performance.
Eric, it doesn't happen often, but I got goosebumps right now. Logan Taylor is as legit as they come. It's time to buy stock into this kid.
My scalp is tingling. Suplex into a rear naked choke. That was fantastic.
We jump over to Javi Castro. He seems to have his wits about him. Happy to see that. A dominant performance by Logan Taylor. We're going to take it over to our replay presented by Rush Hydro.
Gets the hooks in, his arm's already in.
We're going to get it back to the suplex as well, Eric. We're going to show that whole part. Okay, looks like we've got it queued up now. Stand by, we are working on it. Valiant effort by Javi Castro. He was slinging leather.
Yeah, you can see his disappointment, which is understanding. I mean,
all right, here it is. It's queued up for you.
So suplex all the way over, softens him up, gets the hands up so that he can get his arms under the chin, locks in his legs, right to the back, just textbook.
Seamless submission finds him at 2-0. And with that, let's make it official with Jackson Hoops.
Fierce fans, referee Dave Selyuset has called a stop to this contest at 49 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by submission due to rear naked choke, Logan the Lion Taylor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here at the winner, Mr. Logan Taylor. Logan, another phenomenal performance in the Fierce Fighting Championship cage. How you feeling tonight, man?
Feeling great, man. That was awesome. I feel so good right now.
Yeah, your striking looked crisp. You were staying composed. He landed a big shot on you in there. Were you hurt at any point?
No, I just felt the shot and I wanted to give it back. It was nothing crazy for me.
I want to turn around and take a look at the big screen here. I want you to walk me through that finish because you were super composed during that. Let's walk me through that.
Well, I just wanted to throw in a cool throw to get him, rocked a little, and then I wanted to throw that choke in. It was right there, and I got it, and I knew when I synced it in, it was there. It was gonna tap or go out.
So you're 2-0 now. 2 dominant performances. What's next for you?
Man, anything. Give me anyone. I can go for anything right now. So whatever's there.
Any sponsors you want to give a thanks to? Family, friends?
Oh man, my family, friends, my parents, mom and dad. Thank you everyone for supporting me. Everyone watching at home, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Everybody give it up for your winner, Mr. Logan Taylor.
All right, welcome back in. Jason, all I can say is wow.
Yeah, write this kid's name down on a notepad at home. When you see this kid fight, go get some tickets. This kid is a highlight reel.
It was literally the exact same thing. He finds himself in a transition, gets the takedown, and gets the rear naked choke.
And had a little adversity. He got caught with a couple big shots, but I noticed his eyes kept focused. He was watching. He was seeing where the punches were coming from. He was countering. I mean, impressive.
Not a scratch on him either, Eric.
No marks on him. But hats off to Javi. He came out, was throwing really good, sharp punches. I think that Logan just landed a couple more there in the transition, was able to take that back suplex. It was beautiful.
I'm going to say this too. Javi Castro was fun. He shot out of a cannon, Jason. It seems like a guy that I'm going to really circle on my board as well.
Yeah, I mean, he came out with a lot of aggressiveness. I mean, no fault to him. He just ran into a freaking freight train tonight.
All right, well, we are already here. The amateur title bouts await us. 4 upcoming. We're going to start the first one between Talon Carvalho and Ammon Garcia with our man, Jackson Hoops.
Fierce fans, 4 bouts, pretty phenomenal. Now we've got some title fights. Who's ready for some title fights? Make some noise! Fierce fans, our first final title of the evening is sponsored by Autolocity Motors. As a dealership proudly selling branded title vehicles, Autolocity gets more vehicle for less money. You can rest assured knowing that they get you the best deal available on a quality vehicle. A large selection of vehicles, the best prices in town, and a relaxing, no-pressure atmosphere makes Autolocity hard to beat. Rebuilt, reliable, real deal, Autolocity Motors. Fierce fans, make some noise and welcome the first 2 title fighters, Ammon Garcia and then Talon Carvalho, to the cage.
All right, in a little bit of a hurry, but on a mission to claim the pound-for-pound #1 spot as the best lightweight that Utah has to offer, enter Ammon Garcia. Jason, he kicked off 2023 with a shot at the strap. Now, after a win in title defense, enters 2024 with the same goal in a different location.
This kid is a problem. He's the Steel Fist Light Amateur Champion. He's 6-1. There's a lot of Fierce fans that don't know about this kid. I've been following this kid since he jumped on the scene. He is aggressive. He throws punches to knock people out. Main training partner of Cole Faust, who everybody will know who his name, who was the top amateur lightweight in the state, who has now gone pro. This guy's the top lightweight in the state right now, and he's on a mission tonight.
Eric, 6-fight unbeaten streak, 4 straight finishes for Ammon. He has not lost since his debut back in September of 2021. He has been dominant as of recent.
Comes from a great camp, has some great training partners, has been very, very dominant. I'm excited, really excited that he's in the Fierce cage.
84% finish rate for Ammon Garcia at the time of his 8th amateur walk, looking to become a simultaneous champion in 2 different promotions here tonight. Well, ask and you shall receive. 3 fights, 3 first-round finishes, and now a sizable step up in competition for Talon Carvalho. Eric, nearly unscathed on the road to the title, and with that, his stock is as high as anyone's.
Going back to the Oslin fight, he overpowered Oslin front to back, put him right on his back, and controlled him all the way. Clinched and struck really well together. I'm really excited to see how this fight stacks up.
Jason, some staggering striking statistics for Talon Carvalho. Differential of striking through 3 fights, 68-5 total strikes landed. That equates to a 13.6-1 striking ratio.
This is a fight that I've had marked as fight of the night since Zach announced it. Both these guys aggressive. Both these guys great striking. Both these guys great on the ground. This is going to be a phenomenal fight.
Right now, making his 4th walk to the cage, a title awaits potentially, but only 3 minutes and 32 seconds of total fight time in his first 3 fights. As for Ammon Garcia, 47 minutes and 23 seconds. Quite the differential in statistics.
Oh, yeah.
Jason, what do you got?
A lot of experience from Ammon Garcia. Ammon Garcia has a win over Malachi Novosel, who we've seen in the Fierce Fighting Championship cage. He's got a TKO victory in the 2nd round with him just early a few months ago.
October 14th of 2023, that was his first title defense at 155 pounds.
Yeah, like I said, he's the Steel Fist lightweight amateur champion. This kid's the real deal, and now he's fighting Talon Carvalho.
All right, with that, let's pull up our tail of the tape for this amateur lightweight title bout between Talon Carvalho and Ammon Garcia. Garcia, 1-year senior, Carvalho 2 inches taller. Carvalho weighing in at 154.5 pounds. Garcia tipping the scales at 154 pounds. Carvalho puts his undefeated 3-0 record on the line. Ammon Garcia, more well-traveled with a record of 6-1. With that, let's take it over to Jackson Hoops.
Here we go. This fight is sponsored by Autolocity Motors. And when the fight begins, the referee in charge will be Tyler Tomlinson. This fight is scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds for the Fierce Fighting Championship Amateur Lightweight title. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, holding an amateur record of 6 wins and 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighed in at 154 pounds. Fighting out of One Hit MMA, hailing from Layton, Utah. Fierce fans, make some noise for Ammon Garcia. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, holding an undefeated amateur record of 3 wins and 0 losses. He's 6 feet tall and weighed in at 154.5 pounds. Fighting out of the pit, SLC, hailing from Salt Lake City, Utah. Fierce fans, make some noise for Talon Carvalho.
Belt on the line for Talon Carvalho in the red gloves. Strap searching on the other side is Ammon Garcia in the blue gloves. This amateur lightweight title bout is brought to you by Autolocity. Enjoy savings of up to 20% off retail prices on your vehicle with Autolocity, an official sponsor of Fierce FC.
The intensity. Woo.
6 straight for Ammon Garcia, 3 straight for Talon Carvalho. All comes down to this, the Fierce FC amateur lightweight title.
Carvalho coming straight at him. Nice kick.
Fast twitched are the two fighters coming out. Blinding speed and agility on both sides, but Talon's been the aggressor as Ammon lands.
Ammon landed a really clean left hook on the break there.
Yes, he did.
Talon Carvalho just surpassing the 1-year mark of MMA training. Obviously, Ammon Garcia been around a little bit longer than that.
Both throwing heavy, heavy kicks right out of the gate.
Nice leg kick by Talon Carvalho.
Down is Carvalho.
That was that same left hook he caught him with.
Carvalho's hurt bad.
I'd like to see Carvalho maybe.
We haven't seen Carvalho in any kind of trouble now. This is the first time we've seen him in trouble. We'll see if he can stay composed.
He's been hit 5 times leading into this fight in 3 fights. Ammon Garcia already doing more damage than all 3 combined.
Yeah, he just landed a nice 1-2 on the break there too.
Another nice stiff leg kick landed by Carvalho as he retreats.
Carvalho looks like he's shaking the cobwebs off though.
Carvalho better keep that right hand up because that left hook is coming from Ammon.
Carvalho now the aggressor as he lands a knee. Ammon up against his own cage.
Big knee to the body just dropped. Oh, it went to the groin.
I think it was low.
Ooh.
A heavy low blow gets a few boos.
I'd like to see a replay. That was close.
I think it was low.
Was it? I couldn't tell from my angle.
It happened fast.
It happened really fast.
We're working on bringing it up right now.
Ammon's not a guy to take a shortcut or easy way out. So,
well, Ammon probably doesn't want to give Carvalho a break here.
All right, here we go. We've got the replay right now presented by Rush Hydro. Eric, it's all yours.
So right here in the
yeah, that was low.
That was right on the top of the cup.
And you also saw Talon immediately admit guilt as well.
He did.
All right, back up we go.
Talon's landed like 3 or 4 nice low leg kicks, and now a left hook from Carvalho.
Both fighters meeting in the middle. Carvalho finds himself on bottom.
And Ammon is a finisher. If he gets somebody down, he's going to punish him.
Only one decision win. The other 5 all by finish. 4 by TKO, 1 by submission. He looks like he's got another one wrapped up here as he lets go of it and begins to ground and pound.
Carvalho needs to try to turn into him. Ammon's trying to get his back.
Carvalho surrendering real estate. Ammon Garcia can smell the gold. Carvalho
doing the right thing, fighting the hand there, though.
Nice knee up the middle as Ammon Garcia.
What a fight. Crowd's on their feet.
You would think it's for a professional belt, Jason.
Wow. Wow.
It looks like a professional fight.
1 round down. Pretty 50-50, but it looks like it leans a little bit more towards Ammon Garcia. What do you think?
I'm definitely going to give that first round to Ammon Garcia. The intensity definitely landed the harder shots, and he had talent hurt really bad.
Eric, we're going to go over to that back take that Ammon was trying to get near the tail end of round 1. If it will pop up.
Ammon's got a lot of power.
We apologize. It looks like we got a frozen screen on that. We'll try to maybe cue that up a little bit later, but we're in the corner of Ammon Garcia. Jason, what are you seeing?
He looks composed. Yeah, he looks like he's ready to go for the second round. Calm, cool, and collected. Same thing at Talon Calverhall's corner as well. Both these guys.
Ammon doesn't look like he's breathing hard necessarily. Looks fresh.
Top of round 2 of a possible 5.
Ammon's been landing that left hook as Talon comes in. We'll see if he can connect with it again in the second round.
Good right hand from Carvalho, but there's that left hook again.
Ammon landed a few clean ones as Carvalho finds himself back on bottom. Straight back up he goes. Carvalho now unloads a few.
Great head movement by Garcia, too.
I like how Garcia rolled under and stepped away from the cage. He's looking to do it again, it looks like.
Now Talon landed some big shots.
Oohs and ahs on both sides. 2 local favorites battling it out for a belt.
Talon better keep those hands up. Winging shots like that, he just got caught.
Talon Carvalho, a superb soccer athlete that made the transition to MMA about a year ago as Ammon Garcia floors him.
That was close. That kick was really close. It landed on the shoulder, but
powerful shots by Ammon Garcia.
Ammon Garcia in hot pursuit.
And now Talon drops Ammon.
Talon caught him with a short right hand and looked like he put him to a knee, and Ammon jumped right back up into the takedown.
Ammon finds himself on top. Right up against the broadcast booth they are.
Power definitely goes to Ammon Garcia. Now he's in full mount. Bad spot for Talon Carvalho.
Carvalho utilizing the cage a little bit, Eric.
I did this in the last fight. If he puts his feet up and pushes over.
Ammon was searching for an arm.
Now his triangle. That's tight. He's got a triangle.
He's got to push that arm across.
It's coming. There it is. He's setting it up nicely. Got to get those legs parallel. Oh, that's tight.
Ammon Garcia on the verge of a second title, and there it is! Ammon Garcia is the undisputed king of the lightweights.
Carvalho started to go out there.
Beautiful setup on that triangle choke by Ammon Garcia. This kid's the real deal.
Ammon Garcia now a simultaneous champion in 2 different promotions in the state of Utah. Pound for pound, without a doubt, the best lightweight that this state has to offer, Eric.
Monster power. Monster power. Especially when we saw Carvalho do almost the same thing and overpower Oslin in his last fight.
What a fight that was for as long as we had it. We're over in the corner of Talon Carvalho, and if we can, we're going to jump over to the replay of the finish. Eric, Go ahead and take it.
Right here, he's already got the triangle. He's just cinching it down. I was thinking he might want to get that arm across, but I mean, obviously Ammon's got enough power. He can just cinch that in. Carvalho looked like he was starting to go out.
That man right there is an absolute problem. You got to wonder, does he defend? Does he move up to pro? I'd love to see what Jason Laporte thinks. But Eric, in your professional mind, what do you think?
He could definitely go pro. The question would be, who else would he fight at amateur?
He has cleaned out just about everyone. All smiles out of the crew in one hit. What a team they've got with that. Let's make it official with Jackson Hoops.
Fierce fans, referee Tyler Tomlinson has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes and 14 seconds of the second round, declaring the winner by submission due to triangle choke and new undisputed lightweight champion, Ammon Garcia.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let's give it up for both of these fighters. Ammon, phenomenal performance. You come out with a lot of aggression. I had this marked, you and I talked before the fight. I had this marked as my fight of the night. It did not disappoint. How you feeling, man?
I feel great, but I'm glad that it's over.
That was a banger of a fight. That first round, you came out with a lot of aggression, landed big shots. The second round, he looked like he started to kind of turn the tide a little bit. Did he clip you there in the corner before you slapped that submission on?
My legs were just tired. I was like, I'm going to take him down, so, nah.
That was a great transition. It looked like you were going for an armbar. I'm going to have you turn to the screen right here because it looked like you're going for an armbar, and then you set up that triangle choke. So kind of walk me through there. You got the arm.
Yeah, so he stacked me, and I couldn't get the armbar, and he just had his head too close to my legs. Snatched that up. He fought for a while, but I knew that he wasn't going to tap. I know that he's real tough. I knew he was going to go out, so I just squeezed and hoped, and it paid off.
It definitely paid off. You're the champ now. 2 belts, 7-1. You're coming back to defend. What's next for you?
A really, really, really big cold beer, and then I'll get back to you.
I love it. Anybody you want to give thanks to tonight before you leave?
Oh, yeah. Everybody that came out to support me, you guys know who you are. Thank you. You guys push me. Every time I walk in here, I can see all those fucking crazy faces staring at me, so I'm happy. And then if you came to watch me lose, go cry about it on your way home.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and new lightweight amateur champ, Ammon Garcia.
Just had a hard sparring session, getting ready for UFC 299. Hard one. And you still have another one to go. And people ask me all the time, bro, you're 37. You train so hard. I'm gonna show you guys a secret. What get me going? This is what get me going. Roshi Hydro, developed by one of the best dietitians, Marcelo Fel. That's the first thing that I take. I've been taking after weighing. So I go to UFC and make the weight. That's the first thing that I take and recover. And that's the thing that's gonna get me going to the next session. Roshi Hydro. I told you guys the second round is done. Roshi Hydro. That thing gonna get you going. Make sure you get yours.
All right, welcome back into Fierce FC 30, presented by Rush Hydro. Jason, for as long as it lasted, fight of the night, no doubt about it.
That was hands down fight of the night. Ammon Garcia showing he's well-rounded. He's great on his feet. He's great on the ground. He's a double champ. He's the best lightweight in the state right now.
Eric, your thoughts on what was an incredible fight that I think we will remember and talk about throughout the entirety of 2024.
There was some fantastic back and forth exchanges. Ammon just showing how much power he has at this weight class is really impressive. Landed those really clean left hooks. Just fantastic performance.
And let me just add, Talon Carvalho has only been training for 1 year. This is a huge step up, and he rocked, he hurt Ammon. Ammon said, hey man, you made me earn this tonight. So we'll see Talon back in this cage again, but for right now, Ammon Garcia is your new lightweight champion.
two superb talents. You got to wonder with Amon Garcia, does he jump up to pro? He said he's got a drink on it.
I mean, I'd love to see him come back and defend the belt, but I'd also love to see him in the pro ranks too. This kid's, he's ready.
Eric brought up a good point. Who's left?
Nope.
Who is there for him to beat?
Nobody's beat. I mean, he's been fighting a Steelfish promotion. He's the champ there. He's cleaned out everybody there. He just beat a phenomenal up-and-coming here. I mean, off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody at 155 that's touching this kid in the state right now.
With the amount of cage time he has and the wins that he has, there's no reason he shouldn't go up to pro unless they want to bring an outside somebody from outside the state in to fight him. But I don't know that does him any favors.
We will have to see what the future holds for the now Fierce FC amateur lightweight king, Amon Garcia. We got another belt to hand out as well as a few more. Tyler Call and Alexander Johnson waiting behind that backdrop. Let's kick it over to Jackson Hoops.
Fierce fans, our second title fight of the evening is sponsored by Air Ease Comfort Equipment Supply. They take pride in not only distributing quality furnace and air conditioning supplies, but they also have strong core values of collaboration, enthusiasm, and simplicity. Air Ease Comfort Equipment Supply, built for life, yours. Fierce fans, make some noise and welcome Alexander Johnson and then Tyler Call to the cage.
First time for a belt is Maury Training Academy's Alexander Johnson. Eric, it's been a bit of time, but this guy slaps on submissions like few can. Certainly his equalizer headed into this title fight.
So Alex stepped into my gym when he was 15, and I started coaching in Muay Thai, and he was just dedicated and absolutely worked his butt off. He's now at Maury Academy, and by all accounts, Eddie's done a great job with him.
Jason, just one fight in 9 years for Alex Johnson. I mean, he hasn't had as many reps as Tyler Call in recent memory, but he's 3-0, 3 finishes. I mean, he's as dangerous as they come.
He's very dangerous, especially training out of Maury Academy. You know he's got those slick submissions. This is a great fight, great matchup. You got Agima versus Maury Academy, probably two of the top jiu-jitsu schools in the state right now.
Alexander Johnson, again out of Maury Training Academy in Ogden, Utah, a teammate of Ryder Campo, the Fierce FC amateur featherweight champion. He plans to move up to pro. Nate Owens, Amy Campo, an ADCC world champion. Now Alexander Johnson looks for his opportunity to capture gold. Back in the Maverick Center with a belt on the line, here is Tyler Call. Jason, we saw Tyler weather the storm and utilize every attribute necessary to earn a win last September. With maturation comes tougher tests, and he's got one in front of him right now.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how much he's grown from that last fight because he fought through a lot of adversity. It was a tough fight. He came away the victor. Now he's got another tough fight tonight. Really curious to see how he's matured after that last fight. Not that he wasn't mature before that, but
Eric, it has certainly been earned, this title fight for Tyler Call. His 4th straight fight against an undefeated fighter, currently on a 3-fight unbeaten streak and 3-0 against undefeated fighters.
Well, he's obviously not ducking hard competition. He's going straight at it and showing that he's a fighter's fighter.
Combined record of his previous opponents, Jason, 5-1. He is 3-1 at middleweight.
Yeah, he's fought the who's who. He's fighting everybody and all challengers, and he's doing it again tonight in front of his home crowd.
4-year anniversary of his amateur debut is in just 11 days. It culminates into this moment, the biggest of his amateur career. It's Tyler Call out of Agima Jiu-Jitsu in Provo, Utah. With that, let's go ahead and pull up our tale of the tape for this amateur middleweight title bout between Tyler Call and Alex Johnson. Alex Johnson, 1-year senior. Tyler Call will have the height advantage by 2 inches, standing 6'2". Tyler Call weighing in at 183 pounds. Alex Johnson just a half pound under at 182.5. Tyler Call with a record of 4-2. Alex Johnson puts his undefeated record on the line at 3-0.
Fierce fans, this fight is sponsored by Air Ease Comfort Equipment Supply, and when the fight begins, the referee in charge will be Dave Selyusted. This fight is scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds for the Fierce Fighting Championship Amateur Middleweight title. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, holding an undefeated amateur record of 3 wins and 0 losses. He stands 6 feet, 2 inches tall, and weighed in at 182 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Maury Training Center, hailing from Layton, Utah. Fierce fans, make some noise for Alexander Johnson. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, holding an amateur record of 4 wins and 2 losses. He stands 6 feet, 2 inches tall, and weighed in at 183 pounds. Fighting out of Agima Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, hailing from Spanish Fork, Utah, by way of Boise, Idaho. Fierce fans, make some noise for Tyler, the Captain Cole.
Agima's Tyler Call challenges for a belt in the red gloves. Undefeated Alex Johnson awaits opposite in the blue. This amateur middleweight title bout is brought to you by Air Ease for high-quality heating and cooling products built with exact precision. Choose Air Ease, an official sponsor of Fierce FC. Dave Seljested, our third man in the cage for this second title bout of 5 here tonight.
So 2 jiu-jitsu schools known for their jiu-jitsu, so this is going to be a stand-up fight, right, Eric?
That's usually how it seems to work out.
Alexander Johnson, grappling is the A game, but welcomes the mayhem if the striking proceeds. Tyler Call, obviously deft in the striking as well. But right now, closing the distance is Johnson, hanging on to the back right now.
I'd like to see Tyler try to turn into him. He's doing the right thing by trying to break the grip.
First fight for Alexander Johnson in nearly 3 years. His last win was a submission like his other 2.
He's locking in a choke. And that looks tight, ladies and gentlemen.
Eric, break it down for us if you can. We got a clean angle right here.
It does look tight. This is a hard position to finish that in.
But he's going for a takedown. He's getting that leg wrapped.
Yeah, I think he's trying to distract it.
Great job from Tyler fighting away. Now he just landed 2 big shots on the break.
Good left hook, right hand.
Call punches out of it. Call, a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, the same as Alexander Johnson. Nice inside kick landed by Call.
You know, we've seen Tyler in the past start a little slow in some of his fights, and he starts to pick it up a little later in the first round and in the later rounds.
A high IQ, no doubt about it, as he enters in on the single leg. Trips on his own takedown, and now Johnson, the one applying the pressure, Eric.
Johnson keeps trying to wrap that leg, and he's probably going to try to turn him into it. There's a good knee.
Lots of knees tonight. It's knee city tonight.
I definitely appreciate that.
Great head position from Johnson.
Tyler needs to dig that left arm in farther, control the posture of Alex, and now he should reach with that left arm to the sky and pull that right down and turn him.
Alex Johnson most recently won a gold medal in the gi last October at a grappling tournament in Colorado. His most recent rep in terms of combat, at least that I could find online.
I'm still buzzing from the last fight. A little more strategic chess match against the 2 jiu-jitsu guys.
And if you were listening earlier on, that's what Zach Partridge forecasted for this fight as Call punches out of it. We go back to the center of the cage. Final seconds of round 1, and that is it.
And they stood the whole round.
Just like you said.
Hey, you know, if I was a gambling man, I may have put the under on it going to the ground.
Eric, I'd love to pick your brain on that round. A lot of different looks from both fighters, but not really dominance for either one. Not a lot of clean shots landed either way.
No, I could give that one even. They both seem to have a similar amount of cage control. There's a little bit of a mouse on Alex's eye. we're going to see who comes out fresh on the second one.
Yeah, Jason, your thoughts on Alex Johnson? He's in the corner right now.
I'm just glad you got rid of me doing the scorecards because I don't know how I would have scored that first round. It's pretty much, like I said, a chess match in that first round. Nobody was really able to get much position. Tyler, he landed some big shots. Yeah, that's a tough one to judge.
Alex did have that submission that never really turned into anything, but it was a nice position.
A little bit of a control, definitely had some position. I mean, maybe a slight lean to that. It's hard to call.
Top of round 2 of a possible 5 again. All title bouts throughout the remainder of these prelims. 2 more to go after this one as we beckon on the second round. Johnson lunges forward, doesn't land. Call closes the distance and lands on the chin in the process.
Really aggressive, following him all the way to the cage.
Now Johnson back leading the dance.
We saw Johnson do this in the first round and end up taking the back. Didn't do much with it, but same position we were in the first round.
We're hearing some head position coaching in the corner of Alex Johnson. Eric, your thoughts?
It looks like
Call's bleeding.
Call's bleeding. Yeah, he's got a cut over his eye.
Headbutt, maybe? Didn't see anything really land.
I didn't either. I haven't seen a clash of heads, but it does happen. Good knee.
Two of Alex Johnson's submissions are in the first round. We will have to see what more time does to the fighter out of Ogden, Utah. Tyler Call went a full 9 minutes in September as he lands a couple cleanly in the clinch. Nice knee up the middle by Johnson.
Right after you heard Mari say throw the knee too.
Eddie's calling for a body lock. He wants him dragging down.
Tyler's not making it easy. Great takedown defense by Tyler Call.
Tyler was in the gym with us a little bit working on some cage work, so.
Another clean knee lands for Johnson. Call looks to punch out, get a little bit of relief from the pressure. Call able to separate. Johnson kicks out.
I'd like to see one of these two commit a little more to the striking when they're at range. They're pawing a little bit.
And Jason, you kind of mentioned Tyler Call. That was what he did to kind of render and load up into what ended up being the win for Lane Dalton in September.
Yeah, we saw that in September where he kind of got a little slow start and started picking it up, start putting the pressure on what he's doing right now. What I feel like he's kind of done this whole round. I feel like he's landed the bigger shots this round, but he does have that cut over his eye. I just don't know where it came from.
Eric, talking about that cut, what could that do in terms of being an issue for his vision?
Well, it's absolutely going to be a problem. They're going to need to try to get that thing to stop because it's right over the eye. Yeah, it looks like court's addressing it now. Again, I just maybe a little more commitment on the striking from either one of them. That's another hard round to score. Depending on where the judges say that cut came from, though, that may change the way that it's looked at for damage.
Yeah, like you said, Court McGee coming to the aid of that cut above the left eye of Call. Jason, another tough round to call.
Yeah, really tough round to call. Like I said, I'm not a judge. I do like that Tyler, when the opportunity was there, it felt like he was pressuring a little more, trying to throw the shots. Johnson, you know, he'd get him up in the cage. He had the control, but not doing any real damage. So but once again, super hard, maybe slight lean to Tyler Call in that one.
That was strange. Eddie was looking at his phone. I'm not sure if he was if he had something he was trying to show him.
He's listening to our commentary, Sam.
Maybe.
Giving him some tips.
Johnson finds Call on the chin on the back step. lunging in on that lead hook. Oh, a big shot
right
lands
hand.
for Tyler Call.
That right hand was right on the button, but Alex doesn't look that phased.
Closing the distance again is Johnson, trying to mute the striking of Call. Right back up against the cage where Alex Johnson has been home.
Right in Tyler's Call's corner, so expect him to get some advice on how to counter this right now.
Able to get the reversal is Call.
Right back, they're jockeying for position.
Yeah, Johnson seems to have an advantage when it gets in this position, but I don't feel like he's doing enough with it. He's not doing anything with it.
Yeah, this is just cage control, but I mean, it does classify him as winning if he has more cage control.
Yep.
Effective striking, effective grappling. It has certainly been a hot topic in the world of MMA over the last 18 months or so as they separate. But Jason, you kind of seem to lean more towards whatever's being the most effective. Is that correct?
Yeah, I feel like right now, I just feel like Tyler's landing the harder shots. As I say that, Johnson lands it, but I just feel like he's controlling a little bit more of the fight. It's just as Johnson gets him against the cage is where this round's, big knee by Johnson.
Eric, I don't know if you saw it, but it seemed like there might have been a slight clash of heads. That might have been what we saw earlier as well.
Yeah, on the entrance into taking him against the cage, it did look like there was a bump there.
And he's using that head. He's keeping that head control.
Yeah, he's definitely pinning him there with his head so he can't change positions. Call needs to open his legs and drop his hips. But then again, Alex he's not trying to take him down here. He's just controlling him. There's a big knee.
We're going to have to do a stat count of how many knees are thrown tonight, Blake, after this fight card is over with.
You're going to be counting for a while.
I will do my best. Alex Johnson lands a nice outside leg kick. It's an unprecedented amount, Jason.
It is.
So at 30 seconds, I'd like to see somebody really try to take this round.
First title fight for both of these fighters. This would be uncharted territory if we were to head into a fourth round as Johnson lands a takedown.
And that's huge in a round like this.
That's going to seal this round for Johnson.
And you can see how slick Johnson is on the ground because he went right to the back. He's got...
If I'm Johnson, I'm just raining punches here with that short time.
Not enough time to work for Alex Johnson, but it looks like a bright spot for him as we head into championship rounds. And again, uncharted territory. Also looks like it swings the tide into his favor headed into these.
Yeah, I like the way that Johnson finished that round. I've been impressed with when he gets the opportunity. He did it in the first round. He took his back, and he did it right there as soon as it went to the ground. He got right to the back of Tyler Call. I'm going to look for that. If that fight goes to the ground, Johnson is slick.
We're seeing the swelling enlarge a little bit under that left eye. Are you seeing that, Eric?
Yeah, there's definitely a mouse there. It's not in danger of causing issues with his vision or anything. There is some damage. At this point, Tyler looks like the more worn fighter.
Just looking at where that cut is, that looks like maybe, I don't know if that would have been from a punch with where it's at, because it's above the eyebrow, about an inch above the eyebrow.
Yeah, generally you get cut there, it's along the eyebrow line. That is, it's an inch and a half higher.
We've seen a lot of converging into the clinch, and Eric, yeah, like we talked about, it could have been just from one of the earlier ones in rounds number 1 or 2. Johnson stretches and lands a couple as Call blitzes.
Johnson's landed some shots on standing.
I'm wondering if Call's corner told him not to follow him all the way to the cage because he's getting tied up there. That's why he probably was striking up to the point of the cage and then stopped.
That's the first time he backed away like that, too.
Yeah.
He kept going right to there, so great corner advice if that's what they gave him. Now Call's got the body lock. Now he's going for the takedown.
Textbook from Alex, though, over, under, reverses.
Johnson trying to thread the legs, unable to do so. More of the same of what we've seen a lot through 9 minutes.
Alex can take him down if he changes position. Alex isn't trying to get him to the ground. He's just controlling him. This is a la Randy Couture.
Dave Sellistead is going to separate it.
Okay.
He's seen enough of it. Jason, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, as a good separation. I think we've seen that. We leave them up there, they're going to stay there. They've stayed there for 3 rounds. So
I'm good with that. There's not a lot of damage necessarily, just kind of riding. We're halfway through the 4th round. I think Tyler needs to pick it up.
Yeah, Alex is connecting more on the feet this last round. He's landed a few big shots so far this round.
That was a pretty good shovel uppercut there from Alex from the distance.
Certainly getting his footing back in the cage. Again, his first fight in 3 years for Johnson, but looks at home here in the Fierce cage as he contests for this middleweight title.
Does not look like he's been out of the cage for 3 years.
And Eric, from your perspective, I mean, you've known this kid for 14 years, and he has just blossomed into what could potentially be a 4-0 record. I mean, he's been spectacular throughout the course of his MMA career.
He looks really good here. He used to have some serious leg kicks. I'd really like to see him hit one.
Well, we saw the dexterity there on the landed head kick.
Beautiful combinations from Alex. He's the one leading the dance this 4th round so far. He's pushing Tyler back. And as I say that, Tyler starts pushing him back with the strikes.
Call throws a combination, retreats, and lands another.
Alex looks to be a little bit lankier and longer. I'd like to see him get his punching going a little sooner.
Alex Johnson looked like he was just about to converge and take another takedown to close out the round, Eric.
That one was tough. More striking. They both struck more. Tyler had some good aggression chasing Alex back. That one's tough too.
I would lean more Alex in that round. I felt like he was more the aggressor for this round. I felt like he was pushing forward, and I felt like he was landing a little more of the harder shots, and you saw Tyler backing up where you didn't see that in the first 3 rounds.
So when you're saying that Alex landed the cleaner combinations,
yes.
He was going hands and then finished with the feet there, especially that last 45 seconds or a minute of that round.
5th and final round we go. We're in Alex Johnson's corner. What would you be saying to him headed into this round?
Jab and move. I think Alex is ahead. I don't know that you get yourself in danger with Tyler. If I'm Tyler's corner, I'm telling him the house is on fire and you better get moving.
Jason, you agree?
Yeah, I think this fight could go either way depending on how the judges see it. You know, like I said, I feel the tide since that 3rd round is maybe leaning towards Alex, but now as soon as I say that, Tyler's on. Good even fight, great chess match from both fighters.
Tyler's definitely showing some more urgency here.
Tyler Call, 2 wins by TKO. Those are his 2 finishes. His most recent was April of last year here in the Maverick Center.
Alex is still moving side to side really well. Tyler's corner is telling him to press on him, which I think is very sound advice.
Yeah, at this point.
Nice outside trip attempted now under the hips.
Great takedown defense by Tyler Call. That was great because he had those hands locked.
We saw a lot of that at September against Lane Dalton. He does more of it here.
It's when you're training with the likes of Court McGee and he's in your corner, you know how to stop the takedowns. Eric Iman knows how to stop the takedowns too. Just do a flip on the cage, flip him right over.
I think I was as surprised as he was. I actually do that in training.
I didn't know you could move that well.
How dare you?
What are you about? 240, 230?
I was the lightest heavyweight then. I was 256.
Dave Sellistead separates them once again. To the center we go. Eric, it surprised me too, I'm not going to lie.
I do hit that in training a lot, to be honest with you. Long legs. I want to see Tyler just throw some kind of smoking right hand, left hook.
He threw a right hand.
There's the left hook.
There's the right hand again.
He's starting to put it together, but he's got a minute left.
He just got caught.
Tyler, knowing he needs something, they clinch up as Johnson lands a perfect knee up the breadbasket.
Big knee.
Johnson looking up at the big screen, checking the time.
Under a minute to go, fifth and final round. Nearly 15 minutes in. You've got to wonder what's going through the mind of the Agema middleweight as time begins to tick down.
At 30 seconds here, if I'm Alex, I'm going to drop. Since those knees are that close together, I'm going to drop and double leg him and finish this on the ground. Good right hand by Alex. And left kick. Nice switch kick.
Switching it up well is Johnson to close out the final round. Tyler throwing as well. Johnson buckled a few times.
Now they're throwing. Banger.
That will do it. And this one will lie in the balance of the judges. All signs seem to point, at least in the perspective of you guys, of Alex Johnson getting it done. We will have to see, Jason.
I think it's going to be super close. I'm going to get a slight edge to Alex Jones just because I felt like those last 3 rounds I felt like he took the fight from those last 3 rounds.
Eric, you seem to have that same thought process as well.
That's my opinion, too. I think that last 30 seconds, though, we definitely have to give a shout-out to Tyler because he started really putting some combinations together. That last 30 seconds in that 5th round was the best striking we'd seen from both ends. It was great.
First time going to the judges' scorecards for Alex Johnson. As for Tyler Call, he is currently 2-1 when going to decision. We will have to see how this one plays out as the judges decipher on who is taking home the second of 5 belts here tonight. We see Court McGee going over Dana Risazabal as well as Kavika shaking the hands of those over at Mori Training Academy. A 5-round battle, lots of wrestling, lots of striking. You got to wonder what's going through the mind of Tyler Call. Things he's happy about, possibly regrets as well. We will have to see what the judges have to say. No final verdict just yet, Eric. What you got?
That means it's close. They're tallying strikes, so that means it's definitely a close fight. There's Zach with somebody's strap. We're going to see who's going to take that home here.
If you're new to Fierce Fighting Championship, our amateur belts are silver. Our professional ones are a beautiful gold color. 5 of them being handed out tonight. It looks like we are just about ready. Jackson Hopes is going to make it official.
After 3 rounds, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score this contest 50-45, 50-45, and 49-46, declaring the winner by unanimous decision and the new undisputed middleweight champion, Alexander Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Alex. We hadn't seen you in the cage in a while. You didn't look like you missed a beat, man. How you feeling?
Pretty good. Not as good as I wanted to do. I got a lot more than I can showcase, but just happy to get the win, but I got a lot more to show. So I want to get better and better from here.
So it looked like, what was the game plan coming in here tonight? Your striking looked phenomenal, great combinations, great cage control. What was the plan coming in here tonight?
To strike with him. If I could get him down, I'm really confident on top I can finish anybody. So that was my main plan, to strike with him, try to look for that opening, but he's a tough dude and it was a war.
So you come back after a long layoff, you're the new champ. What's next for you?
To keep going, I want to keep fighting, I want to keep getting better and better. So we're just going to keep pushing from here to get more fights.
I love it. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yes, first and foremost, without this man, I wouldn't be standing here. He's been in my corner through thick and thin. It's my coach, Eddie Mori. The man means the world to me. He's the greatest coach I could ever dream to having. And he got me ready for this fight. I just wish I could have gotten a better performance for him, but I'm just happy we got the win. But I can't thank him enough for all he's done for me. My boxing coach, Ernie, who's helped me get my hands a little better and more strict, and just able to open up more. Ryder, the current champ, he's helped me a lot with my striking as well because he's really good at it. And everyone at the gym, I can't thank you guys enough for your support in my corner, my family, over here on the table, my beautiful girlfriend, Anna. I can't thank everyone enough for your support, so thank you so much, and Fierce, thanks for the opportunity.
Congratulations once again, ladies and gentlemen. Get up for your winner and new amateur middleweight champion, Alex Johnson.
DJ Trey in the house.
All right, welcome back into Fierce Fighting Championship 30, presented by Rush Hydro. Jason, seemed like there was some regret in Alex Johnson, the new middleweight champion.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to regret anything. It was a good performance. He had a long layoff. He came in here, he executed. I thought it was a good performance.
Now, I don't want to put words into his mouth.
Yeah.
It just seemed as though that
for
was
sure. I teared up a little bit during this thing. Actually, it was the bright lights, and I'm over there crying. So for those of you watching, yeah, I was a little teared up for Alex Johnson.
Eric, your thoughts on Alex Johnson's win?
You know, Alex said he has more to show. I agree. I think he got a good win. I think it was a good performance. I think knowing Alex, he's going to be real critical, and he always wants a finish.
All right, well, we are 2 belts down, a handful still to go, and this next one is going to be handed out between 2 heavyweights. Luke Saugunga, who is unfortunately not eligible due to missing weight last night, facing off against Lauren Sua. We will have to see what ensues. With that, let's bring him out with Jackson Hoops.
Fierce fans, our third title fight of the evening is sponsored by JC Pro Design. They take the time to learn what your vision is for your project, deliver precisely what you want, when you need it, at a price that makes sense. For your custom apparel, banners, signs, decals, vehicle wraps, and more, go with the Pro, JC Pro Design. Fierce fans, make some noise and welcome some heavyweights. Luke Saugunga and then Lauren Sua to the cage.
First time for Fierce and second time for a belt. Here is Luke Saugunga. Jason, rather than relying on pure power, Luke falls back on his precision, accuracy, and speed. Not something you see every day for someone tipping the scales north of 265.
Yeah, Luke is he's a big guy. He's a scary man when he steps in that cage. Probably one of the nicest guys that you'll ever meet outside the cage, but I would not want to see him once those cage doors close.
Eric, he conserves his gas tank at an optimal level, finds himself fresh in the third round when it gets there. Last 2 have gone to a third round. Luke Saugunga is good as any of them at this weight class at conserving the gas tank.
Shows that he's in shape. He comes in and he's smart with his offense so that he's not wasting anything and being effective.
Luke Saugunga, 2-2 with the popular YouTube page Street Beefs back in the day. Those aren't on that official 3-2 record that you see in front of you right now. Jason, he's so creative in his shot selection. He throws like a lightweight.
Oh yeah, he moves like a lightweight. I mean, he's not a normal heavyweight. He's a big guy. He's fluid and throws with bad intentions.
I've got another note here. Weighty kicks thrown in the blink of an eye. He's quick, he's fast. Eric, you know all about that at heavyweight.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times the faster guy's the more accurate guy, and it helps with your timing. That's for sure.
Here he is, Luke Saugunga. Another title fight opportunity, his first since 2021.
Luke shaking the broadcast table there with his stomping.
$2,214 days since a walk like this one, but now with a fierce title on the line, enter Lauren Sua. Eric, 6 years off, but has leveled up nearly everywhere, not to mention Fight City, home to the top-tier heavyweight talent, Zeke Latu.
So I actually got to spar with him a little bit as getting ready for this, and he does have pretty fast hands and pretty good movement, so I'm very excited to see how he does.
Jason, his first fight in 6 years, January of 2018 being his last.
Yeah, I followed this guy's career. I've seen him fight a few times. He's big, he's tough, he's strong. I'll be curious to see on how he's developed in those 6 years. Training with Eric Wallin, you see him there out of Fight City in his corner, so you know his boxing will be crisp.
First fight against an opponent with a winning record for Lauren Sua here tonight. Also his first opponent with a non-debuter since his own debut back in July of 2017. Never gone to a third round, and both of his wins are by KO or TKO. He is Lauren Sua, getting primed. He is eligible for that amateur heavyweight title. With that, let's go ahead and pull up that tail of the tape for this amateur heavyweight title bout. Lauren Sua facing off against Luke Saugunga. Lauren Sua, 34 years of age, 4 years younger is Saugunga at 30. Lauren Sua will have a 1-inch height advantage. Saugunga, again, missing weight yesterday, had to hit the scale at 265, tipped it at 267. Sua weighing in at 260. He is eligible for the amateur heavyweight title here tonight. Sua with a record of 2-1. Saugunga with a record of 3-2. And with that squared away, we are going to kick it off for our third title bout of the night with Jackson Hooks.
Fierce fans, this fight is sponsored by JC Pro Design, and when the fight begins, the referee in charge will be Tyler Tomlinson. This fight is scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds for the Fierce Fighting Championship Amateur Heavyweight title. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, holding an amateur record of 3 wins and 2 losses. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall and weighed in above the contracted weight at 267 pounds. Fighting out of the Institute of Mixed Martial Arts, hailing from Lautoko, Fiji. Fierce fans, make some noise for Luke Fiji Saugunga! And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, holding an amateur record of 2 wins and 1 loss. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighing in at 260 pounds. Fighting out of Fight City, SLC, hailing from Waipahu, Hawaii. Fierce fans, make some noise for Lauren, Mama's Boy, Sua!
Back after 6 years away is Lauren Sua in the red gloves, heavy-handed. Luke Saugunga strapped up in the blue gloves. This amateur heavyweight title bout is brought to you by JC Pro Design. From expert fabric recommendations to accurate color matching, you can count on JC Pro Design to make you look good. JC Pro Design, an official sponsor of Fierce FC.
Let's hope our cage crew did their job tonight and tied these cages down tight. These are some big boys.
Over 500 pounds of force inside that cage currently. Tyler Tomlinson, the third man inside once again.
Very surprised Luke missed weight by 2 pounds for a title fight.
He made a social media post saying that it was more of the weight didn't seem to come off the same way it has in the past.
He did just fly in from Fiji as well, so he did have a pretty long flight there.
That would make more sense because your water weight and stuff like that varies, especially when you fly.
Both of the calves on these guys, my gosh.
Both heavyweights searching for a shot. Sua a little bit more active early. Fiji patient.
Big leg kick.
Sua steps out of the way efficiently.
Fiji's going to have to throw something here because right now Lauren's getting in his groove. He's bouncing, he's on his toes, moving.
Couple of nice combinations landed for the fighter out of Fight City as he invests in the breadbasket. Nice inside leg kick landed as well by Sua.
There's Fiji firing back a little bit. Now he's hunting him. Lauren looks unfazed, though.
A moving target at all times is Lauren Sua. You seen that, Eric?
Yeah, he's moving side to side really well. That jab's pretty fast.
And again, Jason, for being away since 2018, doesn't look like it whatsoever.
He looks crisp tonight.
Nice outside leg kick. It's stiff.
That's going to be there all night with the way Fiji's keeping that lead leg heavy.
I'd like to see him make sure he keeps his hands up when he throws that leg kick.
He's keeping his hands pretty low, and that's a dangerous thing to do with a big man like Fiji.
Sua broke through the guard in that combination just a few moments ago. Does it again. Nice kick to the body as well.
There's that big overhand by Fiji right there. Sua took it well, though.
Saugunga stalking down the prey. Weighty overhand right doesn't land, but Saugunga now closing the distance a bit more.
Interested to see how this clinch winds up.
Sua looked like he was going for a throw there.
Separated they go, and that will close out round number one. An interesting round. Heavy shots by Saugunga, but more activity by Sua, Jason.
Yeah, I thought thought he felt comfortable in there. He's kind of throwing the shots when he wanted. He was picking and choosing. Nice jabs, nice leg kicks. Just not enough action from Luke tonight. Fiji, Luke. You hear me call him Fiji, that's his nickname. So for those of you listening online.
Eric, and you're saying you just want more from him?
Yeah, Fiji's going to have to get a little busier. I think that was definitely Lauren's round. He was busier. I don't know that I agree with you about the hard striking, to be honest with you. I mean, he landed some shots, right?
Yeah.
But just the overall volume from Lauren was a lot more.
Keep in mind, this is a title fight, so this is 5 rounds. So
and
Fiji
they're heavyweights.
Could be taking his time and just biding his time, because when he threw some shots, he was throwing some heavy shots.
Yeah, and they are heavyweights. I mean, the pace is always different because it only takes one shot to finish.
Another note there was Sua was seated. Saugunga did stand for the entire 60 seconds during that time off.
That's kind of a staple of his. He's done that every fight that I've watched. He stands in the corner unless he finishes somebody.
Lauren just switched stances.
Fiji swung for the fences, doesn't land, but Sua's does.
Big left kick.
And then followed up with a nice stiff jab, too.
Switching again.
Nice leg kicks. Fiji's going to have to do something about those leg kicks.
I like this strategy for Lauren.
Second round, and Sua's got a spring in his step still.
Sua's landed some pepper in that jab.
He's mixing it up well, too. He's legs, body, head.
Would not think he's been out of here for 6 years again.
No.
This has been the theme all night, right?
The things you wouldn't expect are the things that we're seeing thus far. Saugunga's very similar body language to what we saw in the first round, Jason.
Yeah, I don't feel like he's gassed. He's just kind of marching forward. I don't know if he's trying to pick his shot, or it looks like maybe he's setting up some type of counter. As of right now, he's yet to get off. Lauren's just popping that jab, too.
I think Lauren's got really good shot selection. That shot looked like it hurt Fiji. That right hand, I thought maybe, yeah, he shook his head
He
like,
had knocked
that one.
Yeah, he had not. He's like, okay. Great boxing display from Sua tonight with the jabs.
Sua connects once again down the pipe. He's been all over, but the head has been one of the primary targets.
I'd like to see Fiji kind of set something up, maybe throw a jab of his own. Lauren carrying those hands really low, but he's quick.
The head movement has been elite thus far.
Yeah, that jab's coming out fast, and he's in and out. He's moving side to side, keeping that range, not really letting Fiji get in any kind of rhythm or set anything up.
I don't know how well it's showing on the broadcast. We got a little bit of a shine in front of us on our screen, but Sua is drenched in sweat, Eric.
He is, but he doesn't look tired. It looks like Fiji's hanging his mouth open pretty wide.
Final 10 ticks of round number 2, which has been all Sua.
Make some noise for round 2.
Sua's landed that body kick about 4 or 5 times in this fight so far.
And
Hard kicks.
Eric, at that weight class, that's got to hurt.
Definitely, it definitely takes some of the gas out of you. I think.
I mean, Fiji's not gassed. He's standing. He's standing over there. He shook his head when he walked back. It looks like he's a little disappointed. Maybe it's the crowd. I know this is his first time fighting at the Maverick Center. Maybe just being under the bright lights.
Well, but it's Sua's first.
It's Sua's first time as well, and he hasn't fought in 6 years. So
yeah.
Maybe just I don't know. Maybe there's something with the jet lag.
Just got a note from our director. We're seeing a little bit of a mouse, a tiny cut right underneath the eye. You kind of got to squint for it, but you seen that discoloration, Eric?
Yeah, I don't think it's enough to alter the fight in any way. Fiji's still standing up. He's going to need to be busy. I have this fight 2-0.
I would have to agree with that so far. But this fight could change at any second with these big boys in
It's
there.
heavyweight.
As you know, Eric.
I've been beating the tar out of guys and got caught.
That's what you've always said has been your hubris.
Yeah. Impatience. It's probably the hubris of my life.
That's my wife's favorite word. I just had to throw it in there.
I appreciate the thesaurus.
Lauren's showing great patience tonight, too. He's not rushing in, even after he seems like he's got Fiji a little hurt. He's picking his shots beautifully tonight.
Nice outside leg kick landed for Sua.
As hard as those kicks have been, Fiji doesn't look like they're hurting him. Big right hand.
Saugunga deluged by the striking of Sua thus far.
Lauren switches stance really smoothly and throws that left cross with power.
Body kicks coming again.
There it is, Jason, just as you called it.
Anytime he switches that southpaw stance, he's been throwing that body kick. I've been paying attention to Joe Harwell's Muay Thai classes, Blake.
Great read by our guy, Jason Laporte, longest tenured Fierce FC analyst. There's a reason we got you here with a hot microphone.
I was hoping Joel would give me a little stripe on my belt or something. I'm paying attention, Joel.
Maybe if he listens to this fight. So much more still to come, but these heavyweights continue to battle it out, search for shots.
You see Luke smiling at him. He's nodding and smiling.
And I hate to bring it up again, Eric, but on the other side of it, Saugunga barely breaking a sweat.
Well, they used to say if you go into the cage cold, you leave cold. So
Fiji just kind of stalking at the moment.
Big
There's
overhand.
those big shots you got to watch out for.
Got some blood under the right nostril of Lauren.
It only takes one from a guy like Luke to land.
You know, and Lauren's landed a bunch of shots, but Fiji doesn't show a lot of damage.
Peppering shots from Sua.
Nice uppercut to finish that out.
5-6 punch combination landed for the fighter out of Fight City. Sal Gunga returns with a stiff shot himself. Both fighters laughing, smiling, all love between them as we head into championship rounds. Back-to-back title fights with championship rounds. Some might say that it's great matchmaking.
Fabulous matchmaking. I love it. The fights have been great tonight. Action-packed night, and we're, about halfway through?
Fight number 7 right now. We got 14 total. We are just near the halfway point. We're in the corner of Lawrence Sua. Some blood now coming from the nose. We also saw his arms up trying to open up the airwaves. Eric?
Yeah, you might be seeing some fatigue come on a little bit. I mean, he has been the busier fighter. Maybe that's part of Fiji's plan. Heavyweights can gas themselves out.
Jason, if you're in the corner of Fiji, what are you saying to him? 2 rounds left to go.
I'm saying we need some activity. We're down 3 rounds. We need to come out. We need to set something up, throw a jab, throw a big overhand. Because when he connects, he's landing with power.
He's got to stop him.
And as you can see, Sua's in the corner. He's breathing a little heavy. As Eric mentioned, he's throwing a lot of shots tonight. That jab's been pumping all night.
If I'm Fiji's corner, I'm telling him, you got to stop him here. Stop him in the next 2.
6 minutes to decide it. Lawrence Sua has seemed to swell to a favorite.
They're talking and laughing to each other now. Love the respect from Polynesian fighters. I wish we had a microphone in there so we could hear what they were saying.
I do too.
Look at Fiji. Let's fight, he says. Let's fight. I did hear that.
Well, Fiji's trying to get him to go toe-to-toe, and Lauren's doing the right thing. Lauren's ahead. Why would he do that?
Yeah, we haven't quite seen the knockout punches from Sua. He's peppering him with those shots.
There's that kick once again, Jason, that you called earlier. Nice high guard of Sal Gunga blocks the offense of Sua.
It just feels like Fiji it's like he hasn't gotten in any kind of rhythm yet. As Eric mentioned, no sweat, just kind of marching forward at the moment.
Another combination for Sua.
Nothing really landing there. I mean, great guard from Fiji. He's keeping his guard up. Every once in a while, one of those jabs will sneak through, but
yeah, it was a tight guard. It didn't look like anything hit him cleanly. I'd like to see Lawrence Sua land the leg kick on the exit there.
Reminds me a lot of Cross Hughes a couple of months ago. Didn't wear the damage whatsoever. Could have been the defense of Cross Hughes. It might be the defense of Luke Sal Gunga now, Jason.
Because he's coming forward. He's not backing up. He's stalking still, but just still nothing. He's calling Sua forward. He's like, let's go.
Some stellar head movement showcased by Sua.
Yeah, we just saw a bunch of sweat come off his head. Fiji looked like he landed a big shot there. I couldn't see.
My notes were in the splash zone, I will say that.
I feel like Luke has some opportunities if he let his hands go, because Sua's carrying his hands very low.
I feel like it's been over a minute since Fiji threw a punch.
And he's landed hard shots. Sua looks tired.
Sua goes upstairs.
That was a good transition from that body shot to the cross. Fiji's mouth guard came out.
Nice body kick again from that southpaw position.
There it is, another round.
A little bit better round from Fiji, I felt. I felt like he was landed some shots there. Sua finished strong. You know, I got to give the edge once again to Sua here. I think Fiji's going to end up needing a knockout to win this fight.
I think he's got to stop him.
We're over in the corner of Lawrence Sua, and Jason, you mentioned that you think he's a little bit more tired now. Obviously, we're 12 minutes in. What are you seeing right now?
Yeah, Sua's definitely a lot more gas this round. He's been a lot of activity for a guy that's been off for 6 years. He's a heavyweight. He's been throwing a lot of punches. He's tired. And you see Fiji in his corner still standing.
Eric, with your credentialed mind, what are you saying with Sua? Is it grind it out? Is it level out? Just keep following the game plan? What is it?
I'd keep following the game plan, pepper him with the jab, keep him outside. There's no reason to risk it at this point. I mean, I hate to say that, and I never fight that way because I always try to knock him out, even to my own detriment. But, I mean, Sua's game plan so far has been pretty much flawless.
Do we see a different tenor from Luke Saugunga? 5th and final round between these two heavyweights to decide a champion.
Nice jab from Sua and leg kick.
But again, Saugunga wearing it so well, Eric. It doesn't seem like he has been hit.
Well, Saugunga keeps nodding and smiling when he is getting hit, but he probably should start countering.
Under 2.5 minutes to work.
Still a lot of power in that kick, tired or not.
He's got a great poker face. Those leg kicks have to be hurting. And you can see Fiji breathing heavy out of his mouth too. Both big guys tired right now.
See, he's acknowledging he's getting hit, but he's not hitting back.
Sua attacks from all angles. Back to the body. Combinations upstairs, downstairs.
I like seeing Sua not overly commit to that and put himself in a position where he catches a counter shot there, back right up after he threw those shots.
Between these two fighters, 8 fights, only 1 decision combined in these two careers. It was Luke Saugunga in his last fight, March 10th of 2023.
Hard body kick again. So far, just a great, well-rounded performance. Body, head, leg kicks. I mean, he's doing it all tonight.
Great combination there. He went body, head, body.
Sua continues the restless attack.
There's a good jab.
Fiji I feel like has the power advantage. He's just not using it or setting anything up with it so far. He's got about just under 40 seconds to try to do something with it.
Now bloodied is Saugunga.
Saugunga's bleeding pretty good from his nose, and there was a big sigh. It's 30 seconds. It's all or nothing here. But Lauren's game plan's just holding. He's doing the right things. This is smart too, because he can't hurt him here.
Down is Saugunga. That is it. Lauren Sua, no judges' scorecards needed. He is the Fierce FC amateur heavyweight champion.
Is that a body shot?
Yeah, but I couldn't see if it was on. It was a hook, but I don't think it was on Saugunga's right side, which is the liver, which usually stops you that way.
There was just a few seconds to go. We are going to queue up the replay. Eric, we're really going to have to pick your brain on this one. That was an odd finish. Definitely an anticlimactic one.
No, that was the right side. It was on the liver. So what happens there is you start to get fatigued. Now, hats off to Saugunga because he didn't look like he was breathing super hard or real tired. See where Lauren hits him right under the rib? That's the liver. So nervous system will shut off, and that's it. Happened to De La Hoya.
Well, with that, Lauren Sua is headed home with a belt. Saugunga is still down. A frustrating performance as he throws his mouthpiece.
Great performance from Lauren. Really clean striking. never overcommitted, just was busy and just racked up points and then got the finish.
If we could jump over to Lawrence Sua, the moment does belong to him. He's about to take home a belt, and we are going to make it official with Jackson Hoops right now.
Fierce fans, referee Tyler Tomlinson has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 57 seconds of the 5th round, declaring the winner and new undisputed heavyweight champion, Lauren Mama's Boy Sua.
Good to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for both of these fighters again tonight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here with the winner, Lauren. Lauren, quite a long layoff, 6 years, come back here in the Maverick Center and fight for a title. How you feeling, man?
Feeling like Muhammad Ali, you know what I'm saying? Feeling good.
Your striking looked phenomenal tonight. You were utilizing the headshots, body, leg kicks. You invested in the body early on in the fight. I want to turn around and take a look at the big screen right here and walk me through the replay because you were landing that liver shot all night long. Walk me through this here.
Yeah, his guard was just too good. I couldn't really get through his guard, so I had to go downstairs, I had to attack the body. And yeah, that was if one plan doesn't work, you got to go to the other plan, right?
Yeah, we were talking about on the broadcast, you got to that southpaw position, throwing that heavy leg kick. You finish him with the body shot. Are you coming back to defend the title?
Yeah, I'll be good.
I love it, man. Anybody want to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, thank God, thank my family, my friends, supporting, and sorry, bro.
All good. And ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your winner and new fierce amateur heavyweight champion, Lauren Sua.
We are heading up to Bonneville High School in Ogden, Utah. Nate Owens, Steven Steyerwalt, main event.
As slick as you get, Brendan Myers, Ryder Campo back in a big way. Nate Ayers capitalizes on the kickboxing debut. A huge upset for Jordan Munoz. He gets it done in the first. Wow.
All right, welcome back into Fierce Fighting Championship 30 presented by Rush Hydro. We have had so much fun. We are 7 fights in. Jason, we've got 1 more to go, another title to be handed out, and it's going to be between Nasir Davis and Michael Eastwood.
This is going to be fireworks. Fireworks.
What specifically gets you excited for these 2 flyweights?
Well, I love what we saw from Eastwood in his last fight. Phenomenal performance after quite a bit of a layoff from him. He gets a big win against a tough fighter. Nasir Davis, he beats a fighter, lands a beautiful uppercut, probably one of the cleanest uppercuts we've seen in Fierce Fighting Championship history, and he ends up the new champ, and now he's coming here to defend the belt.
Eric, your thoughts on these 2? There's going to be the suffocating pressure of Michael Eastwood versus the scintillating striking of Nasir Davis.
Yeah, in Eastwood's last fight, he was really aggressive and had awesome top control against Sorensen. But, as Jason said, I believe Nasir caught the kick and threw the uppercut and just right to the rafters and put him down.
Yeah, and his corner called it. If you listen to the replay, you can hear Johnny Parsons in the corner saying uppercut, uppercut, and you just throw it. Just beautiful.
Beautiful stuff. We cannot wait for it. Headlining the prelims right now, we got 2 flyweights waiting in the wings. Here is Jackson Hoops.
Fierce fans, we've got 1 more title fight for you before we head to intermission. For those of you tuning in to the live stream on YouTube, make sure that you get your pay-per-view link to watch the main card after this fight. Everybody here in the Maverick Center, you stay put for this main card because it's going to get crazy, just like this next fight. Fierce fans, our final bout of the preliminary card and our fourth title fight of the evening is sponsored by Tip Top Local Marketing. Are you looking for effective social media marketing services in Heber City and Park City? Tip Top Local Marketing specializes in driving business growth through strategic social media campaigns tailored to your unique needs. By handling your social media marketing, they will create brand awareness and target your ideal customers to save you time so you can focus on involving your business while they shout it out from the Tip Top at Tip Top Local Marketing. Fierce fans, make some noise for Nasir Davis, then Michael Eastwood to the cage.
Back in Utah on a bigger stage, but the objective stays the same. Enter the Fierce FC amateur flyweight champion, Nasir Davis. Jason, I don't know if there is a more fluid striker at the amateur level than who we are seeing right now.
Yeah, he looked great in his last fight. He threw a heavy body kick at the beginning of that last fight against Brendan Myers that I'm still hurt from it. Sitting cage side. This kid's the real deal.
Eric, he mitigated the wrestling of Myers, which has been dominant throughout, solely through his own devastating striking. It was unlike anything I'd ever seen.
Yeah, just really good at controlling the distance and that timing. You know, timing can beat almost anything if you're on point, and so far when we've seen him, he's definitely been on point for his timing.
Did we miss something? Isn't he the champ?
He is the champion.
I thought the champ walked out last. I thought I missed something there.
It was an issue with corners, Las
gotcha.
Vegas versus Utah.
Gotcha.
It's a whole thing. We talk about it at length.
I thought I misspoke when he was walking out. I'm like, I said he was the champ. I thought he was the champ.
No, absolutely. Right now entering is the Fierce FC amateur flyweight champion, Nasir Davis. He called it, he got it, he is Michael Eastwood. Eric jumped back into the pool of contenders last July and showed he stands above all, now with a chance to capture a title once again.
I'm excited to see how this fight goes. Just like we talked about, Nasir striking very sharp. Eastwood very dominant in his last performance in Top Control. So I'm eager to see whose game wins out here.
Jason, a valiant strength of schedule for Michael Eastwood. A combined record of previous opponents through 6.5 years against Michael Eastwood, 11-3.
Yeah, he's fought the who's who in the amateur flyweight division in Utah. This guy's fought everybody, and he's the real deal. This is a great championship fight.
Expect overwhelming grappling. Eric, he landed a takedown in the first 5 seconds of his last fight against Mason Sorensen, controlled the entirety of the bout.
Yeah, it was completely dominant, just oppressive top control.
Michael Eastwood challenging for the belt. With that, let's go ahead and pull up that tail of the tape. Final one here on our prelims for the amateur flyweight title bout. Michael Eastwood, 5-year senior to the 21-year-old Nasir Davis. Davis will have a 1-inch height advantage. Eastwood weighing in at 123.5 pounds. Nasir weighing in at 124.5 pounds. Eastwood with a record of 4-1. The champion with a record of 4-2. With that, we are ready to go. Let's kick it over to our man, Jackson Hooks.
Fierce fans, our final fight of the preliminary card is sponsored by Tip Top Local Marketing. And when the fight begins, the referee in charge will be Dave Selyusted. This fight is scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds for the Fierce Fighting Championship Amateur Flyweight title. Introducing the challenger, fighting out of the red corner, holding an amateur record of 3 wins and 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighed in at 123.5 pounds. Fighting out of Excite MMA, hailing from Lehi, Utah. Fierce fans, make some noise for Michael McVicious Eastwood. And in introducing his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, holding an amateur record of 4 wins and 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed in at 124 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Syndicate MMA, hailing from Las Vegas, Nevada. Fierce fans, make some noise for the reigning, defending, undisputed flyweight champion, Nasir, the real deal, Davis.
Current champion Nasir Davis looks to defend while sporting the blue gloves. Challenging is Michael Eastwood in the red. This amateur flyweight title bout is brought to you by Tip Top Marketing. Hands-on, personalized social media marketing to make your local business stand out online. Tip Top Marketing, an official sponsor of Fierce FC. A clash of styles await us right now. Eastwood immediately in on the takedown. Nasir weathers it.
Nasir really sharp, dropping his hips back and came right back up striking. But Eastwood's not afraid to engage.
Not at all.
Nasir was clipped on the chin.
Big left hand.
Both fighters shot out like dynamite. Nasir lands clean now. Both fighters swinging for the fences. Eastwood back in on another double leg. Two fighters clash in the middle once again.
Nasir Davis' striking is phenomenal. And now Eastwood gets the takedown.
Eastwood spins. Or I apologize, Nasir spins. And now Eastwood in a damaging position. He's landing a few on the champion.
Oh, I thought we're going to see our second suplex of the night.
Great balance from Nasir to avoid that takedown.
Is that Eastwood's ear bleeding?
Nasir clocks the chin again.
Yeah, Eastwood's busted up on his nose. If I'm Eastwood, I'm not exchanging shots. Well, maybe I am.
Nasir looking to time that uppercut.
Living up to the prelim headliner are these two flyweights. A belt on the line. Everything but the kitchen sink being thrown right now.
Nasir landed a body kick. It looks like Eastwood's a little bit slumped over. He might be hurting from that body kick earlier.
Nasir punishes the body like few can at the amateur level. He slaps a leg kick to follow up the combination.
Violent.
That leg kick's starting to bug Eastwood.
Yeah. Yeah, Eastwood's. Nasir's starting to pick him apart now.
Eastwood did answer back with a few.
There it is! Nasir Davis is unbelievable!
That right hand was nuclear.
No one is going to stop this kid. Nasir Davis is as good as they come.
Wow. Wow.
That was a huge, huge right hand, perfectly timed.
Wow. What a fight, and the crowd is on their feet. Wow.
We're queuing up the replay as we speak. This replay is brought to you by Rush Hydro. Eric, take it away.
It was almost like an overhand or like a right hook, but it was perfectly timed. It was right on the tip of the chin. A bunch of blood just shot out of Eastwood's mouth right when it connected. I think Eastwood's still trying to figure out what continent he's on.
Both fighters were swinging for the fences. It seemed like, who's going to land first?
It really looked that way. Nasir was patient, though, especially when he was getting caught up against the cage. Came out, just great timing, great timing.
Nasir Davis egging on the crowd to cheer for the challenger, Michael Eastwood. A valiant effort. I mean, that was bonkers from moment to moment.
Yeah, both guys really busy. Michael Eastwood not afraid to exchange with Nasir. Nasir's just got that power and timing.
We see Eastwood disappointed. We're going to jump back over to the champion, and still about to be echoed through the walls of the Maverick Center. Nasir Davis, the patented backflip like we saw once he defeated Brendan Myers. He does it again right now. And Jason Laporte just came over to us and said he's got some blood on his shoe. Biggest issue here tonight. All right, with that, we are going to make it official with Jackson Hoops.
Fierce fans, referee Dave Selyus has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes and 13 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed flyweight champion, Nasir, the real deal, Davis.
Nasir, we're making this a habit. I just saw you a couple months ago with the phenomenal knockout. I see you with the knockout again to defend your title. How you feeling tonight, man?
I'm feeling good. It was a good scrap. He came in here. He wasn't afraid to stand with me. Really respect him for that. Yeah, kill or be killed.
Did you expect him to come out like that? Because I've seen him fight in the past. I've not seen him come out as aggressive as he had. Were you expecting that?
I knew he was going to come out aggressive somewhat. Thought he was going to come more with grappling. I think he definitely wanted me to respect his power, and respect his striking, which I did. But yeah, the longer you stand with me, the harder it gets.
Yeah, speaking of striking, I want to turn around into the big screen here. We're going to show the replay. Walk me through this replay on how you set up this punch.
Yeah, I just noticed I was like kind of getting to the right hand a little bit quicker than he was. So yeah, I just kept looking for my corner was calling it. Lenon, he was calling that jab overhand, and yeah, I was just looking for that.
So now you've defended your belt. It's your second time that you won the belt, came back, 2 phenomenal knockouts. Where do you go from here?
I don't know, we'll see. I gotta talk to, some people close to me, figure some things out. I've been pretty active. I gotta take care of some stuff, some injuries and stuff, so we'll see, but man, I love fighting out here. I love Utah. Utah, you guys are awesome. Fierce Fighting Championship, one of the best promotions in the world. So yeah, thanks for having me.
Anybody want to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, on my corner, Pablo, Bernardo, Lenon, Claire, she just got a sick knockout. My mom, my brother, my siblings who came all the way from Vegas to come watch me fight. All my training partners, Stav, Bryce, Vince, all those guys. Thanks for helping me, guys. I really needed it.
Nasir, we can't wait to see you back in the cage. Congratulations once again, and still Fierce FC Amateur Flyweight Champion, Nasir Davis. Hey, I forgot, I gotta take a couple $100. You got blood on my Jordans there, so I'm gonna take a couple $100 out of your fight purse.
And still, Nasir Davis, the Fierce FC Flyweight Champion. What a show we have had thus far. Nasir Davis now undefeated in Utah, 3-0 within the state. All right, well, 4 champions in, and there are still more to crown as we move the broadcast over to pay-per-view, available for purchase right now at fiercefightingchampionship.com. The best is yet to come, but for now, we sign off on YouTube and hope to see you in a matter of minutes. This is Fierce Fighting Championship 30, presented